It's midweek, it's Wednesday, it's hump day. It could be bump in the road day for some teams. Moving day at the Tim Hortons Brier. You want to move up, not move back. Draw 11 this morning. Team Canada with Pat Simmons now throwing the skip stones. They made that move yesterday morning with John Morris now throwing third against BC and Jim Cotter. They were down 7-6. This is the final stone in 10. Look at Simmons. The angle raised to score 2 as they pick up the win. That's 3 straight now since the change, and this team is all smiles. Newfoundland Labrador, Brad Gushue against Prince Edward Island and Adam Casey. And Gushue and his team really believe that this is the year. They have the foursome that could take it all. And as they play in the fourth, they will score 3. They go on to steal 3 more in 5. And Newfoundland and Labrador is among the teams challenging for the playoffs. They win 9-6. Quebec, very much part of the picture. They win. And Northern Ontario, they're just rolling right along, the gold medal winners from Sochi. So, still top of the table and undefeated Northern Ontario. Now you come down all the way to 4. Prince Edward Island is 5. The way it is going, there's some belief that 5 losses still may get you something here in Calgary. So what's ahead on Draw 12? Here's your choice again. On 1 and 3, you'll have Saskatchewan and Northern Ontario. Or on TSN 4, Newfoundland Labrador against Alberta. It's your choice. It's your Tim Hortons Brier, and it's here in Calgary.
For Newfoundland Labrador, it's been an adventure, shot after shot. The team from out east has delivered, and they'll have to deliver the rest of the way, facing 3 top teams to end the round robin. In a prime-time affair, Kevin Cooey and his Alberta team came up short versus Team Canada. Now, sitting at 500, Cooey will need to bring his A-game if there's any hope of a playoff push. The action continues in Draw 12. When the week began at the Tim Hortons Brier, both these teams were certainly contenders. Brad Gushue has delivered. Team Alberta trying to keep up with the pack. Hi everybody, welcome back inside the Saddle Dome. Brian Mutrick joined by 4-time Brier champion Dave Nedowin. And for Brad Gushue, it's been a great tournament so far. He's won his last 3. He's near the top of the standings. However, you feel him and his team can be better.
Well, I think so, actually. Brad was playing incredible in the first 2 games this week, and I think they need to pressure Team Alberta right from the get-go. And to do that, Brad needs to get back to the way he was playing the first few games.
Kevin Cooey, meantime, is a 2-time Brier champion. Last night, coming off that emotional loss to Team Canada, it was the Battle of Calgary right here in the Saddle Dome. The fans were going wild. Unfortunately, Alberta could not get the W. I know it's midweek, and you hate to say must win, but where does this game rank for Team Alberta?
Well, I think in their minds it is must win. And if they're going to be successful today, they need to trust in Kevin Cooey. He's 2-time Brier champion, and he's one of the best players in this field. But whenever they see some adversity, there's a lot of chattering and a lot of noise that's going on. Trust in Kevin Cooey.
The game plan brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. So Kevin Cooey, a 2-time Brier champion. Brad Gushue looking for his first title ever. First rock from Calgary, next.
I love it.
Yes! Come on! Go! Hey!
I mean, that's, yeah.
Wow! Yes!
Come on, give us a break.
Right through it! Right through it! Our line!
Oh, great speed, boys. Go, guys.
Hard! Oh! Yes!
That's awesome.
The 2015 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of curling Canada. The 2015 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford of Canada, proud partner with Curling Canada for more than 20 years. By M&M Meat Shops, frozen food at its best. And by Scotties, Sponge Towels, Purex, and Cashmere. Proud to support the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
For the first time ever, the Brier TSN gives you the choice. Draw 12 on TSN 4. It's Newfoundland Labrador taking on Team Alberta. On TSN 1 and 3, it's Saskatchewan versus Northern Ontario. It is time to meet the teams. It's brought to you by Home Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Hi, I'm Brad Gushue, skip of Team Newfoundland Labrador. At lead is Jeff Walker, second, Brett Gallant, third, Mark Nichols, and we curl out of the Valley Haley Golf and Curling Club in St. John's, Newfoundland Labrador.
Hi, I'm Kevin Cooey, skip of Team Alberta. Our lead is Ben Hebert, second, Brent Lang, third, Mark Kennedy, and we curl out of the Glencoe Club in Calgary, Alberta.
So in this crucial afternoon game, it is Newfoundland Labrador throwing the Red Stones, Team Alberta, the Yellowstones, and it was Brad Gushue's team winning the draw to the button. They have the hammer. So to start things off, a very crucial afternoon in Calgary, especially for this team, lead Stones, Team Alberta coming from Ben Hebert.
Yeah, that was even an exciting draw to the button. We watched Team Newfoundland cover the pin 3 times, and Team Alberta came up with 2 on the pin and 1 just behind the pin.
Mark. It can curl real tight.
How important is hammer, Dave, in a game like this?
Well, it's, I think because it's a 10-end game, it's really not that critical. But I think from just a mental perspective with some of the players and some of the teams, there's definitely an advantage to that. You just, you feel like you're starting off on the right foot, and it's not too often that you cover the pin twice and miss it by a few centimeters and you don't get the hammer. So I'll be honest, that'll be a little bit frustrating for Alberta to start with, and something that they're going to have to overcome.
T, back 4.
Just saw Jeff Walker's numbers, and of course Ben's, both these leads in the 90s in percentages.
Yeah, both of them are playing terrific so far.
Not back 4. Make sure it's back 8 or back 12. Back 8, back 12, guys.
It is.
Okay. Whoa, Brett. You're there.
I know, Dave, when you come to the Brier and you look at the field, you don't want to take anyone lightly, but when you played, was there certain teams, skips, provinces that you guys really got up for?
Well, I think there is, for sure. And unfortunately for some of the teams that come in and they look at another team, maybe even not even consciously saying that they're going to be an easier game. The minute you let down your guard with any team is when they come back and bite you. But you're right, there's certain teams that bring the best out of you too. And I know last night when we watched Team Canada and Alberta, that was a perfect example of that. And today as well, because Team Alberta knows Brad Gushue and this team so well. They played against them so many times. They really know that. We even heard them commenting before the game started, this is going to be a grind. It's going to be a tough one. Let's make sure that we grit it out. So they know going into it that it's going to be a tough game, and it does bring the best out of you.
Top 4.
Back when you played, Dave, who brought the best out of you guys?
Back to it again, Brad.
Well, I think for us, we always had that incredible rivalry with Kevin Martin and the teams that he had, no question. And certainly any of the top players, Jeff Stoughton, Kerry Burtnick, John Morris for lots of years when he was skipping was, a team that we played extremely well against.
I threw here. It's just as quick. I threw one here. It's just as quick.
Okay, just as quick, he said.
He was 6 feet less than the draw.
Yeah.
So a little bit deep on the Newfoundland draw, allowing Alberta now to come around with the in-turn and freeze onto it, essentially negating that red stone on the tee line.
Freeze it. Gotta go. Hard, then. Hard.
Get it there. Hard line.
Come on, line's good.
Line's good.
Close for line.
Yes.
Hard line. There. Oh.
Yes.
Brett Lang, little tap, and that one's top 4 in a good spot.
Yeah, not much that Brad can do with that, so he'll peel the guard and be patient, hopefully getting a shot to move those angles around a bit in the forefoot.
Clean. Good throw, Brett.
Last night, our game that we covered, Dave, Gushue was on sheet A. Now he's right across the saddle down over on Sheet D, and after that game, they obviously won and on that 3-game winning streak, but he made the comment, man, there were spots in that ice that were really tricky at times, so we'll keep a close eye this afternoon on Sheet D.
Yeah, we commented that Sheet A was slightly different than the other 3 sheets, and the reason for that is, as I understand it from up here anyways, is that the rocks on Sheet A are actually a different set of rocks than the other 3 sheets. Apparently they have just a little bit more grit to them, a little bit slower, grabbing maybe a little bit stronger at the late finish. So that's something to watch, obviously, on our feature game now, because they're back to the sheet that's maybe just a little bit faster. And one of the keys to the game that I mentioned before it started was weight control. And we're really seeing that anytime you increase your weight above draw, that they really run straighter. So it's going to be important for both teams to make sure they're aware and they talk about that.
Brett Gallant runs it back.
Great
pick the
shot.
yellow out as well. And it's out the Pac-12. Danger Rock gone. Things opened up. Well done from the second.
Yeah, obviously nice that they don't take their own rock out on the way by. A little bit fortunate on that, but a great throw.
Yeah, you gotta trust him, Mark.
Yeah.
Little heavy. We're normal.
Oh, guys, close.
Clean. Clean. Oh, no, no, no. No, 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 no.
Okay, Mark.
So there's an example of just that little bit of increased weight and just not seeing the curl that Kevin was hoping for.
Gotta move that. Display here.
Huh? Back weight.
There's something to be said about a comfort factor and having this guy back in the fold. Mark Nichols certainly is that for Brad Gushue. They played together for years on the Rock. Won that Olympic gold together in 2006.
Not heavy.
Lost the Brier final together, and Brad's comment in getting Mark back was, I got a great front end. Little miss there. Big time miss from Mark, and to finish that thought, Brad had said, you know what, I got a great front end, but it's something to be said to have a guy that's been through the experiences that I've been through, a guy that I can talk to, and a guy that really understands.
Yeah, for sure. And I think coming into this event, you would look at Mark and Brad as just a really terrific combo back end, and that the question was really going to be, could the front end play up against some of these other big front ends on Team Alberta and Northern Ontario and so forth. And so far, we've seen a front end of Team Gushue playing terrific and right up there with everybody. And Mark and Brad have had a couple games where they've alternated in terms of maybe not being at the top of their game. And the miss that we just saw from, obviously from Mark Nichols, was another example of just a little bit of increased weight, and he threw a bit more than he wanted to and just didn't get the curl.
Good sweep, guys.
Back 12. Back 8.
Back 8, Mark.
So some Dave may ask the question, well, why not hit that Yellowstone that Alberta just threw, and why play this shot?
Well, they're still trying to generate their 2 points, and Brad figures that the best way he can do that right now is a good freeze onto the back yellow one. Alberta will have to make a play on it because there should be shots done.
No, 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 no. 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 No.
Just
Never. Getting better. No, never. Don't need it. Never, 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 never. Never, never. Okay, Mark.
Because you don't do yourself any good by freezing.
But can I wait? I can't waste that, can I?
Huh?
Just this?
Yeah.
I guess nose is not. Well, he just bumps it a hair.
Nose isn't brutal, though. I mean, we could always freeze or whatever, but what's the best shot?
Yeah, I just don't want to set up a pocket.
Yeah, I know. I also don't want to chip that out, though, and not get this. Then he hits and rolls over in front.
Yeah, I think we just make the double.
Right on the nose?
Try and roll a hair.
Okay, out turn?
Yeah. Little.
Who knows?
Well, you can see from where Brent's holding the broom, it's an out-turn peel. Not expecting it to curl at all, really. They're just trying to roll 2 feet to the left.
Whoa!
Whoa for nose.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Roll anywhere?
No, it's right on the nose.
Okay, Kev.
And he'll make the double. Did you really need that much weight on that shot,
That's pretty
Dave,
good,
or is that
Kev.
what they wanted?
No, that's the weight that they wanted. I mean, Kevin's so comfortable throwing that big weight that that's fine. I mean, he was just a hair wide of the broom, and it sat exactly where he threw it. So it gives a chance for Brad Gushue to come down and maybe move it a hair, but basically a freeze.
Hey, back 4, guys.
Let's run the 4 first, right?
Little less. What's that?
4 first.
Yep.
What he's trying to do is freeze it on the center line side of that yellow one so that if Cooey does hit it, it goes and potentially jams onto the other yellow one in the back 12 foot.
Brad Gushue here at the Brier for the 9th consecutive time. And his 12th time here overall.
Back 8.
Where?
Back 12.
Well, then. Clean. Didn't feel like that much, Brett.
Dave, let's check in on Manitoba, Quebec.
Close.
Quebec on a bit of a roll. They won this morning, now at 5-3. Final stone on the way from Jean-Michel Menard, throwing the yellow stones.
Yeah, it's a draw for 2. They're having a lot of fun. We talked about that yesterday. They're really enjoying the experience right now, and they're playing really well.
Winning's kind of fun, isn't it? And they're doing that lately. That 5-3 record just needs paint.
It's like it's going over there to me. What do you think?
Needs to stop in time, and it will catch the back 12. So 2 on the board for Jean-Michel Menard and Team Quebec.
Try and pick it.
So on our sheet, mission accomplished by Brad. He did put it a little bit on the center line side like he was looking for. And Cooey's just really concerned that if he hits it off that yellow one, it does jam on the outside yellow one.
Dead nose.
I think you pick it, Kev.
What do you like?
What do you think, Mark? Yeah. Right up there.
The thinner the better, right? You hit a quarter.
Well, they talk things over. Let's now check in on Ontario at 2-4, taking on Team Canada. And it's been a great couple games for Team Canada. Made the comment this morning that now there's 2 undefeated skips at the Brier, Dave. Brad Jacobs, and now Pat Simmons is 3-0 since taking over.
That's a good point.
And his final stone on the way.
Where is he?
Whoa, I think he's potentially trying a split for 2.
Whoa! No!
Right now,
No!
Ontario's sitting 2.
Pulse. Take this one, Carter. Take this one.
A little bump. Shit. And they get 1 for sure.
Okay, it's 1.
I'm assuming by that reaction it is just 1, so 1 on the board.
Good board, solid
And a
board.
1-0 advantage, of course. If you're just joining our coverage, John Morris deciding to move down to 3rd, making that call. And Pat Simmons now skipping. In the meantime, our feature sheet, Kevin Cooey, his final stone. And now a possible double for 2.
Yeah, just an out-turn hack weight for 2 right now. They were actually, and they were so concerned about the jam that I pointed out that Brad was trying to set up with his in-turn draw. They felt there was a better chance just to hit it and sit right on the nose, but they rolled a little bit, giving a pretty makeable shot for Brad for 2.
It's a gripper, Mark.
Just got to hit it on the nose.
You probably got it.
You got her. What do you think of that ice for hack, guys?
It's good to me. I think it's a little straighter out in the 8-foot, but I think in here it'll curl that like that.
You like that ice for hack, Jeff?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
So in what was looking like a pretty good end for Team Alberta to force,
Easy.
A little heavy.
it's now Brad Gushue from the Ballyhaley and St. John's here, a chance to pick up his 2 in the first.
No. Clean.
Coming down.
Yeah. Clean. Whoa.
Waiting for it to make its move. And it's got to sit down in time. And just does. So 2 on the board early on for Brad Gushue and Newfoundland Labrador. They're off to a great start. A 6-2 record and a 2-0 advantage. More from Calgary coming up. Dave, they've been the most impressive team so far, and that is Northern Ontario. Perfect, coming in with an 8-0 record. And if they can win against Saskatchewan, they guarantee themselves a spot in that always important 1-2 game. They've also won 9 straight hammers with the draw to the button, final stone in 1. Brad Jacobs simply looking for the blank.
Yeah, routine blank for Brad. Come down with peel weight.
And not that routine. So he
sometimes
bangs it on
those
the nose.
easy shots, you just...
Well, you know, we talked about this too. So one thing advantage for Northern Ontario. And one thing we talked about is that Northern Ontario really hasn't seen a lot of adversity so far this week. You look back, they've only trailed once to this team, Alberta, our feature game, taking on Newfoundland Labrador. Of course, Brad Gushue scoring the 2. So Alberta, Yellowstones will have hammer here in 2. It'll be interesting to see if Team Jacobs maybe has a tight game against Team Saskatchewan, and maybe Steve Laycock can give them a run.
Yeah, it's kind of the one comment that I've thought in terms of a potential negative to Northern Ontario, and it's no fault of their own. They're just playing so darn good, is that they haven't had to fight through from that. And it's going to come. Something's going to happen. A team's going to play great. They're going to have to face some adversity at some point.
Close, line only. Line only.
Whoa.
Through. 8 foot.
Just want to bite the 8. Get a little tight.
Real close.
Hard, Brent. Root. Hard.
Yep.
Whoa. Root. Whoa. Whoa.
Weight's good.
Off.
Curl.
Off, Mark. It's there, bud.
Making sure we're there. What a shot.
Good shot, baby.
Very nice freeze by Ben. He's just so consistent. If he's not at the top of the leaderboard statistically in any event he plays in, he's just not a happy guy.
Top 4.
Flight, Jeff.
Okay.
Line's
Line's
good.
good.
Easy.
Room. Just top 4.
Jeff.
Whoa, kid.
Jeff.
Whoa, kid. Needs a curl. Gotta go little.
Hard now.
Go. Hard. Come on. Hard. Come on. You gotta get a piece of edge on edge anyway. Go. Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
Just out? Yeah.
I think just try and roll a hair under.
Yeah.
Nice and quick, eh?
Yeah.
Brent Lang, second stones for Team Alberta. Of course, had great success in Ontario with Glenn Howard.
Yep. Whoa. Watch the way, Tim.
Whoa!
Off.
Whoa!
Yes.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Oh, Brent, great shot, bud.
Bang the red and a little roll in, so a nice shot from Brent Lang. And Dave, as we go back to that first end and the 2 for Brad Gushue, I know it's a long week and it's really tough to be mentally at the top of your game for the entire draw and every game and every competitor you face, but right here maybe a little mistake.
Well, there is a little bit, and I'm not going to suggest that Brent could have swept that out for only a single point, but you can see he actually doesn't start sweeping until that rock's almost touching the 8 foot. And it's the small little details in a long week that make the big difference at the end. You've got to be ready to fight for every single inch. And, you know, that's probably a little bit of a wake-up call, I think, for the team, just saying, let's be ready, guys.
Hard luck.
That red stone does hang on back 12, but pretty good looking setup here so far for Team Alberta with hammer and 2.
They're backwards. That's what I was thinking.
It's not bad either. See what the old wizard sings.
Yeah, don't get too cute, Kev. Just make a good freeze.
Walk around there, Langer, back 12, bud, right in the face.
Yeah. I need some ice here. I need middle at least. Speed, boys?
Well, it's going to be like practice, I think.
You think it's going to be as good as that? Yeah.
I think so.
Slide? Okay.
You can add a foot.
14.5.
Yeah. You threw that pretty hard.
That's the rocket right now.
Got a piece?
It's trying. Right off.
Perfect.
Turned out pretty well.
Some nervous air.
Yeah, it's just a couple feet heavier than he wanted, but I think getting out into the 12 foot, he did throw a hair more, thinking he needed to, but it slid really good. So 2 great shots, one by Ben and then another one by Brent in the top 8 foot, set up what appears to be a great end so far for Alberta.
Mark Nichols, rung back try, and he'll miss everything.
Sound on that one.
Yeah, you have to.
Like that?
Halfway, Mark.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sure, Tim.
Hey, guys.
Call the game,
You're halfway.
Yeah, halfway.
Halfway, right
It's a
on.
line shot. He's running it no matter what.
Exactly. Halfway is the way to
Halfway
make
is
it.
better. Your weight's all there. You never have to for weight. Tight right now. Oh, I don't want this tight. Whoa.
Line's good.
Still there.
It's got to curl, if anything.
We're real tight.
I think you wanted to stop all day.
Nope.
No, leave it. Yeah.
Probably should have froze that. Okay.
I'm not sure, Val.
Line's not too bad, actually. It's just probably 3 feet deeper than
Mike
they
Jam
wanted.
over there.
Update time, Saskatchewan taking on Northern Ontario.
Shot might be the nose hit, but that's not.
And that one is live right now. You can watch on TSN feeds 1 and 3. And you see Brad Jacobs has that stone top 4. It is shot, and from that ice, it looks like Steve Laycock will be drawing for a single.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do with that yellow stone halfway behind the guard. The best you could do is get it on nose, which probably would leave it rolling to the 4 foot for shot rock.
Either or.
Meantime, in our feature matchup, Mark Nichols will try once again to get some yellow real estate moving.
Well, you don't have to run them back all day either.
And he gets 2 going.
Same as
Meantime, Steve Laycock, final stone on the way. Great run so far for this team from the Nutana and Saskatoon.
Same as the draw path. Not curling.
Yeah, sweeper's just cleaning it. Should be
Line's
fine.
good.
They're off it now.
Kirk Myers, Colton Flash, Dallin Myers.
It's good.
Attaboy.
And it will stop in time. So 1 on the board for Saskatchewan, and they're tied up at 1 after 2. And just a reminder, Northern Ontario, if they can win, they guarantee themselves a spot in that 1-2 game.
So Kevin Cooey's going to ignore the center guards now and utilize the corner guard with Mark's in-turn draw around it.
We're T-line.
Whoa, then. Clean it. Yep.
Yes.
Where are you?
T. Whoa, back T.
Off.
Might want to make it curl more.
No, it's way
I
back.
think so.
Yeah. Keep going. Back by
Yep, hard
back
Brent,
by
hard Brent,
River
hard
up,
Brent,
River
hard
up.
Brent.
Keep going. Go,
Okay.
go.
Stick it. We can make the double. We can roll it over here.
Pretty good spot for Alberta, actually. They were worried that it was going to stay closer to the center line and allow Newfoundland to freeze to it to get out of the end, but
We're
they
still
took
in
it back
double
deep
for three,
enough
though,
that
aren't we?
you can't freeze to it and really take the other top one out of play.
That's half open.
How much space do you have here, guys? I don't think we got enough space to make the double.
Manitoba, Quebec now,
I think we can make the
over
roll.
on sheet
I
C.
can't yell, but-
And Jean-Michel Menard certainly applying the pressure.
Right about there.
You see those 3 yellow stones in the house. Final stone to come from Reed Carruthers.
Yeah, Hackwade hit and roll.
Whoa.
The other shot he could have played, obviously, is the draw to the button.
Clean.
Clean.
Reed Carruthers had a tough start, dropped his first 2 and battled back to win a few. Little roll. He's got the catcher, and he's got
What
one.
a great shot.
Lovely touch. He's a former world and Brier champion with Jeff Stoughton, and now skipping his own squad. Nice shot there to get his single.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he didn't play the draw for one. That's a really difficult shot, that didn't roll. But made it look easy.
Brad Gushue in our feature matchup. Oh man, right by everything. Wow.
That's a disaster.
Pretty much worst case scenario.
Sorry, guys.
You can see how close he is. If it curls another inch, he actually makes the double on that one and the back yellow one on the right.
It's got that much outside the broom, eh?
Yeah.
Stupid. Yeah. I mean, I could come here, but then he maybe goes around everything. Okay.
Sure.
Edge of the rings.
I threw it hard and it ended up hard. I think it's normal.
So it's normal?
The guys told me normal and I threw it too hard.
That's a great comment by Brent.
Brent thinks it's normal.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Like as quick as that draw off though?
Well, you're way wider than Brent was. Brent was middle of 12.
Well, I know.
But Kev, it's like if it's 15 to the button, you can throw 14-5 and be okay.
Okay. Brent was also through the rings, right?
Brent threw a rocket.
Right, right.
So you want to see draw for 2 feet more?
2 feet more.
So they're referencing the draw to the button before the game and asking if he should be throwing the same speed as that or just a hair more.
Weight's right to 4.
Weight's good. It's all there.
Whoa, then. Line's good.
T-line. T-line on its own.
Whoa, then. Off, then.
Weight's.
No, we're still there.
Weight's
good.
Right,
Brent.
Weight's good.
Yes.
Still there. Still there. We're heavy. Heavy.
Whoa.
Get by it,
Whoa,
though.
we're by.
Whoa, then.
Whoa.
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 Sit.
Good shot,
Kev.
Good judge, boys.
Yeah, Kevin's right. That's terrific sweeping. Those guys knew exactly where that rock was stopping.
Good or it's a handful. Good shot.
It's like good, eh?
Yeah.
Didn't come down at all.
You threw probably 2 feet more exactly what we said. Well, you're right on the tee.
Gives him a draw for 3 through that hole. That's a hell of a lot easier than this because he just squeaked it, right?
Yeah.
But I guess if we get there,
He's probably not.
he might. But is our rock coming in?
No, I mean yellow.
You think?
He might.
Yeah, he might. What do you want?
Well,
that's probably safer.
Yeah. Safer redraws for 3.
There we got to be in, like, even if we're edge on edge, he might be able to blast it and get 3 anyway.
But a quarter of this
but
one.
it's
Yeah,
the same.
it is the same. Okay, let's go there.
As long as we get past this one. Okay?
Yeah, that's the key to this shot is they cannot rub on that top Yellowstone. If they're trying to get around it and they rub on it, it's an open hit for 5 for Alberta.
What did how did his slide?
Slid really well. It's about 15 seconds to tee, which is almost a second quicker.
Same as draw the button?
Yeah, same as that.
Well, Dave, we often talk about key shots. This is definitely one of them. In the second end, final stone here from Brad Gushue. Needs to try get his team out of jail.
Where?
Leave a little heavy.
No, stay close.
Back. Weight's good.
Close. Yep.
Weight's good for the back one.
Yep. Yep.
Don't want to.
Hard. Hard. You gotta go. You gotta go. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Big scrub, get it by, lock it on. That is money.
A fantastic curling shot.
There's your get out of jail free card.
Thanks.
Unbelievable.
I just know you guys are playing something big, Bill.
I'm just so impressed with the sweepers on both teams right now in terms of communicating the speed to their skip to throw that shot and then just judging it absolutely perfectly.
I think this one's just as easy, don't you?
So now they're lining up the run backs.
Yeah, they've got a draw for 2. I mean, which would be huge right now to tie the game up, or they can throw the run back for potentially 4.
Just try and nut it on this one, eh?
Yeah.
What is it? Thick half? Nice shot, Brad.
Make it right back out. Get ready to sweep that.
Oh, this one good, boys.
So the red's obviously the easier shot, but theory is here you want to run your own color in.
Yeah, the angles are a little bit better for the yellow as well.
Whoa!
So risk reward, final stone, Kevin Cooey.
Oh, no.
Run it back, clips the red, and that'll just spin out of harm's way. So it looked like a chance for a big end for Team Alberta. Instead, just the single. And it's a 2-1 game here in Calgary.
44 curlers started the week with a chance to drive away in an all-new 2015 Ford F-150, the annual Ford Hot Shots competition. That number, well, it was trimmed down to just 2. And in the final, Colin Hodgson goes rock to rock against Saskatchewan's Stellan Myers. And the lead from Manitoba, making his first Brier appearance, comes up big when he needed to. In the final round, already in front, Hodgson would ice it, scoring a maximum 5 on the double takeout. Colin Hodgson wins the Ford Hot Shots and a 2-year lease on Canada's best-selling pickup, the Ford F-150.
Well, Dave, this guy's been a hot shot for years, and that stone he threw in the second, that was a game saver.
It absolutely was. We talked at the beginning of the game about the fact that Brad Gushue needed to get back to the way he was playing in the first few draws, and in the first 2 ends, he has not disappointed. This is an unbelievably difficult draw.
It's good for the back one.
If he wicks off, rolls out a little bit, it is pretty much lights out against this talented Alberta team, but what does he do? Blocks it on. The run back missed.
And lures Alberta into throwing the run back, which they miss, and a force.
He gets out of jail. And the key shot is brought to you by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like Cashmere. Well, that feels pretty good for Newfoundland Labrador. So a 2-1 contest here in the third end. Alberta throwing the yellow stones. And it is indeed Gushue now with hammer here in free.
You got more line, guys.
Very wily slipping out of that.
Weight's good. Top 8.
Only for weight, guys.
But, you know, the perspective for Alberta is they played a terrific end, you know, right from Ben and Brent's shots, and they need to keep putting the pressure on and just hope that Brad, you know, doesn't make those every end.
How deflating is that, though, Dave? You have a chance to score 4, maybe 5, and then you end up just with a single.
It is. There's no question it is. But, I mean, that's why these guys are the top in the game. They need to rebound and come back with a strong end.
Yeah, fully iron. Top 12.
Yeah.
Where?
We're top 4. T-line.
Weight's good.
T-line.
Top 4.
Clean for line. Yep. Yes.
Top 4.
Whoa.
Little bump cap.
Mark.
Don't want to bump too far.
Just keep the line
Stay on the nose. Stay on the nose.
Yeah.
That's good.
Real good shot.
That's fine.
You know, we talk a lot about controlling that front of the house, and Alberta's setting the angles up pretty well again. Brad doesn't like what he sees necessarily, so he'll peel the guard.
Off. Right off.
Clean.
Right off.
Oh, you got a piece. You can clean it.
You know, we always got your guys' in-turn hack later, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Or my out-turn hack later?
It's going to be an out-turn hack later because I'm just like down here.
So we're up.
Yeah. 2/3.
Yeah, halfway's good. Right on the nose of it.
Pinched it a little, but
I
think you're there.
Yeah, we're there.
Doesn't need a curl.
Yeah, we never have to for weight either, Kev. It's pretty close.
Whoa, then
halfway.
Let it
halfway.
stop.
Whoa.
Overcurled a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. In, hey? Oh,
You want the in?
Oh, well, whatever you want.
Okay.
A small bit of overcurl allows Gushue now to throw the
3/4.
peel and try and run it back into the pile without leaving their center guard there.
Oh.
Close. No.
Yep. Okay.
He'll drive it by everything. One thing I found interesting with the Newfoundland Labrador colors, and when they took on Team Canada, it looked like there was Two Team Canada's out there with the red and the white.
Oh, there's a deuce here.
You know, that young man right there would love to earn it at the end of the week.
I think you just turn his shirt inside out and you'd have Team Canada.
I have a really good rock there. Okay, guard it up again.
I think so.
We want to
guard
guard probably
ours.
half of ours on Brent's side.
Yeah.
Leave half open on mine.
I was tight.
Yeah.
So replacing the guard, but they're trying to keep it on the right-hand side of center line.
It's not heavy. A little less than Langers.
So Mark, the lefty, his intern.
Waits there.
Yeah, Mark's intern. The idea is they want to leave themselves 2 shots. They can leave themselves, if Brad leaves the guard there, they can leave themselves the outturn
I want to show a
tap
piece of this, I think. Yeah. Yep.
on the red, yellow, red, or they could throw the intern kind of hack weight at the one on the button.
Go.
So was I. It's okay though.
Clean.
Throw.
Mark Nichols with the peel.
Wow. I need everything I can get, Mark.
A little high. Probably this back 7 stays. This goes.
It's got to be the shot, isn't it? Am I missing something here?
I'm not sure what else you do. You want to play the hack weight hit?
Taking this. With here.
Okay.
You like that?
What are you trying to kill? We're going to leave him a hit till I 2.
What does he do right now?
What about freezing on there? It's pretty good.
Perfect stones.
That's
the one I made these 2 freezes with, Mark.
Oh, yeah. Okay, boys. Should curl.
Yep, that's
Lock it
the ice.
right on there.
Top 4, bud.
Yeah, the angles aren't really set up that well to throw the hit, so they're looking at other options, whether it was the intern hack to get rid of the one on the button and sit 2. But the intern freeze really just setting the end up for Cooey shots.
Wait only.
Room right now.
Light 2.
Okay, line's
good. Hard
Doesn't
line.
need a curl. Line's perfect.
Hard.
Get in here.
Good.
Come on, Brent.
Wait's good.
Wait
Hard
only.
guy.
Wait
Wait
only.
two guys.
Wait only. Yep. Yes, line. Oh. Yep.
Hard. Keep going. Little chop, little rub.
Oh, nice shot.
Right in the pocket there for Mark Kennedy. Great shot.
Yeah, very good.
Update time. Manitoba taking on Quebec. And the 2 red stones you see there belonging to Reed Carruthers. So final one on the way from Jean-Michel Menard.
Yeah, he needs to eliminate something off the button here.
Whoa.
Not an easy shot when you're running red into red.
And gets a piece of the 1 red.
Touch him.
Very nice.
They move it far enough, so it is a steal of 1. And a good one over there. They're all tied up at 2.
Like that.
Third of a rock as hard as you can.
Well, they've got the right guy throwing it for as hard as you can. He's trying to hit a third of a rock, you heard Brad say, and go across the face of the first yellow and basically eliminate the one that Mark Kennedy just threw.
What are you saying, Hank?
Third of a rock. Mark's good.
And the guy in the background there, pretty good at the big weight as well. And Kevin Cooey, Mark Nichols too. Yeah, these 2 guys, they can really throw the big weight accurately.
Yep. Hard. All you got.
Good shot, Mark.
Yeah, good throw.
shot.
Good shot.
Thanks.
Good shot, Mark. Didn't want to jump because that's a spot where
I know.
You know, a lot of people might question why that's such a good shot when before they threw, Newfoundland was sitting 1. When they were done throwing, Alberta's now sitting 2. But the danger rock was really Newfoundland's rock that was in the 4-foot and protecting those 2 yellows. They've eliminated that. Now Brad's got a chance potentially at a double. You know, we're opening the house up to score at least.
At least don't give up 2, right?
Yep.
Just a sliver high, right? That red goes. It's not worth giving up 2, boys. I'll try and hit it just a sliver high and stick 2 in the house.
Sure.
But
Yeah. It's not like it's a seal.
Another update. David, let's go to Saskatchewan, Northern Ontario, and that one yellow stone you see behind everything, that was actually Brad Jacobs' first draw. It was unbelievable. They wrapped it in, and now he's going to try do it again. Come in with the out turn, get the big curl, try find a little piece of the white in the button and pick up 2. And just a reminder, this one is live right now on TSN 1 and 3.
Yeah, he made a terrific first draw right to the top of the button, and Laycock had no choice but to guard it up and try and prevent 2, but he still left a small opening here.
And on that first one, full credit to these guys on the brush. It was the Harnden brothers. They pounded it to get that yellow shot stone. This one just won't get there, but it is 1. And if Northern Ontario does indeed win and improve to 9-0 against Saskatchewan, they are into that 1-2 Page playoff game.
I think we go right there. It's pretty darn good. Just roll a rock.
What's this going to do?
Not much. A little less.
What kind of weight?
Forward.
You like this?
It's good.
Well, back on our sheet, Kevin Cooey was trying to hit about a third of a rock, he said, and just peel it out, but just must have been tight, over curled, and
Brad, you know, we might have a hard time scoring. I like the hit. Hit and roll to there.
This one.
You might be able to come off
Yeah,
there.
true enough. You want his nose?
well, the question is where to roll to and not leave Cooey a double.
We roll there. He just comes off his own.
We roll to there. Oh, it's tough.
Did we rule out the draw?
We didn't rule it out.
We didn't rule it out. I don't mind it. If we go there, I'm just afraid of that.
Okay.
I just see this roll.
Well, they talk things over. Let's go to Sheet B, Ontario taking on Team Canada. And you see Team Canada shot stone. And final one on the way from the rookies out of Ontario, Fenelon Falls. Mark Keane playing with Matt Cam, David Mathers, and Scott Howard.
Yeah, an in-turn draw. I mean, there's so much curl that even though those rocks are top 12 foot, it's reasonably easy to get to shot rock.
Right on the tee, best you can do.
There you see that yellow. And John Morris on it, and it will not stop in time. So that's a steal of 1 for Team Canada. And they're up 2-0 after 3. And after a shaky start, and that lineup change now, Team Canada. The big red machine is rolling here in Calgary.
Yeah.
So they've decided that the draw is the better shot to prevent a double takeout. It seems that no matter where you roll, if you hit the open yellow rock, that Cooey will have a double off either his own or off Gushue shooter.
No. Line's okay.
Back 4. He's not curling yet.
Back 4.
Not curling yet.
Full back 4, guys.
Full back 4.
It's there, it's there.
Oh, it's real heavy.
They want it to stop for second shot. And it will.
Turned out good.
That rolled a little bit farther. That was definitely the out for Alberta, but now tough shot to come.
I think that's right.
Yeah, just a hair deep, but I mean, even if it was a foot shorter, like Brad was saying, Kevin still had the freeze if he wanted.
Yep. Right on it, Kev. Speed's good.
So Kevin Cooey, his final stone here in 3.
Room.
We can wait.
Yeah, that big opportunity last end to score 4, maybe 5. Ended up just with a single. And now trying to force Brad Gushue.
Need it to finish, Mark.
Got a curl.
Need it to finish.
And a little bounce. It is shot stone for now.
Just quiet hack. See if we can cross it just a hair. Play here in the first in.
Oh, you can see the frustration from Kevin.
I'll be last.
Such
like,
a small
just
difference.
A
Just 6 inches heavy, and they would have maybe got a little bit of curl sooner, but just didn't get the curl he wanted, really.
Just hack.
Are they hoping for the 3 here? I mean, if they move that red stone back gate a tiny bit, the top one will count. It's a pretty delicate shot here, Dave.
It is, but Brad threw this in the first end. This is the exact same shot he threw the outturn hack weight on for his 2 points in the first end. So he knows the spot, and if he can hit 3/4 on the inside of hack weight, it's definitely there for 3.
Yeah.
This would certainly be the first dagger in the game. Final stone.
To the hack! Whoa!
Brad Gushue.
No, right up. You can't. Right up.
Nothing yet from Walker. Gallant needs to make its move. Don't want to jam on that red. And it moves it.
Okay.
That was the one concern. So it's 2 for Newfoundland Labrador. A chance for 3. They'll pick up the pair. But Brad Gushue does lead here in Calgary.
I thought I underthrew it. I didn't disagree.
BMO Raptors basketball on TSN continues tonight versus the Cavaliers. Live coverage gets underway at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific on TSN 2. Great year for the Raptors. Second in the East. Right now, just a half game up on Chicago and Cleveland playing a lot better. LeBron and company getting it going. Welcome back to our feature matchup here at the Tim Hortons Brier. Newfoundland Labrador, and that's how you manage that scoreboard. 2 in the first for Brad Gushue. They force 2 more in 3, and a 4-1 advantage here in 4. And it is Team Alberta, Kevin Cooey throwing the Yellowstones with the hammer.
And I think for Team Alberta, they should probably take the positive out of that they're not down 5-1 right now. That was a very makeable shot by Brad.
Hard. Okay, we'll okay, Jeff.
Hard from the peel.
Freeze.
I don't mind going around the corner.
Or around the center.
Okay.
No, lock it on, guys. Okay. Where's his?
He's full 8 foot, biting 4.
Not heavy.
Wait only.
Not heavy on this one.
Okay. Gotta go a little, Kev.
Okay, line's good.
Lane's close.
Mark, you gotta go in.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, just let it curl.
You gotta go for. You gotta go for weight or no?
No. A little bit.
Full 12, 8 foot.
Hard then. Freeze it. Line's good.
Weight's pretty good.
Okay, wait only.
Whoa, it's got to curl still.
Okay.
Lock it, Mark.
Well
Perfect.
done.
Lock it.
I know.
Yep. Lock it. Good sweeping, guys.
Great shot, Benny. Well done. Jeez. Well done, bud.
Sort of like straight peel. Yeah, I don't mind that either.
Okay.
You want to try it?
Yeah.
Onto that or onto that.
Okay.
It's going to be straight here.
What is it?
Onto that, it's about 2/3. Onto that, it's like a skinny half.
Update time, Saskatchewan, Northern Ontario.
Still good.
And it was a rebound end here for Brad Jacobs. He was forced in that last end, and some good pressure here on Steve Laycock. This one live right now on TSN 1 and 3. Vic, Cheryl, and Russ with the call. Outturn draw, and he needs to find the 4-foot for a single.
Good line.
Yeah, it's been a back and forth game over there. Both teams putting pressure on each other when they've got the hammer, and
Pretty good.
pretty simple draw for Steve.
Starting to curl.
He threw this actually in the second end for a single point.
Yep. Hard. Gotta go, dude.
Go hard.
Steve Laycock and his team from Saskatoon winning back-to-back Saskatchewan titles. Back at the Brier once again. And nice draw weight. So there's his single. They're tied up at 2 after 4 in a battle of 2 teams battling for the playoffs. Laycock coming in 4-2, and of course Northern Ontario 8-0.
And over on our sheet, Newfoundland ran the corner guard of Alberta's back into the pile. Brett Gallant made a very nice run back.
Whoa.
Promise, because I don't want to give him too much angle here.
Well, he's going to have it no matter what.
Whoa.
Sit.
Hey, Brent.
Mark.
Two-thirds. Straight peel's okay too. Close. Up.
Brett Gallant
Up.
around the yellow, and he'll miss the red.
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of that red rock that's just in front of the house, and you can see how just a small difference in your shot makes such a big difference in the result, because that guard shouldn't even be there. That was actually Jeff Walker's second rock that they wanted to bring right into the 12-foot.
Yep. Hey, Langer. Even him up, bud. I like this.
Same speed here, right?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, we had lots, guys.
I think we're really close.
We're really close.
Can't touch it. Can't touch it. Be quicker to the wing, too. T-line.
Oh, at least.
T-line.
Probably back here then, maybe.
Okay.
We got to go for there.
Whoa, whoa.
Make this double spin, I guess.
He's never running it.
Go.
You're up 100.
Go.
Okay, Brent.
Okay.
That's fine.
Good shot. Now, I love listening to Mark and Ben in particular sweep. They talk all the way down the ice about what the path is and where it's going to be quicker and how he threw it and did he pull back on it. And it's just something that, you know, every front end and every sweeper should really take note of, listening to those two talk and communicate.
Whoa, right up. Jeff, make sure the shooter goes. Make sure the shooter.
Run it back, get a bit. Yeah, gets
Okay,
it going.
Mark,
And opens up the front. And now Team Alberta with Hammer here in 4 will try split the rings.
Accident.
Yeah. Hey, let's make our deuce here. This is good. Yeah.
Okay, I threw this, remember?
Right on the tee line, Mark. Right on the tee.
A interesting situation on sheet C in the 4th end. Manitoba taking on Quebec. And it is Reed Carruthers with the red stones. Final one to come here from Jean-Michel Menard.
I think he's throwing the thin double for 2, Brian.
Needs to catch that red stone, top 12, and move it in. Got a piece, move it over, bang them both, and there's the double.
Shot.
On yellow.
Oh, just for one.
We thought to. Great shot, though, for the single then. So Quebec, the advantage, 3-2 after 4. Jean-Michel has made some fabulous shots this week, and you've played against him before. Very much a quality team here, and they could make a run for the playoffs as well.
And he's a lot of fun to watch when he gets going, and he's got the intensity on that team as well as having fun is just it certainly pushes the limits.
So Alberta, mission accomplished. They split the house, and now Mark Nichols will make a play.
You got it, Brent?
Updates continue as Mark hits and sticks. Ontario, Team Canada.
Kind of wait.
Team Canada on a bit of a roll. A 2-0 lead, throwing the yellow stones. And the final one to come from the rookie Ontario skip, Mark Keane.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
No.
Well, I think Ontario's sitting 1 right now, and they're trying a quiet wait, hit and roll into the button for their second point.
It's fine, Mark.
Okay, through.
Oh, my mistake. They were actually trying to curl that more and just tap it in.
So not to be for more than one. It is a single, so Ontario on the board. A 2-1 advantage for now Pat Simmons and
Behind the tee, even them up.
Team Canada. As Pat has taken over skipping duties. John Morris down to 3rd.
Good shot, Mark. Good weight. Just a hair full on him.
Solid board.
So instead of hitting, Alberta with the draw, and is that just to try generate more points, Dave, and maybe look to more than just the deuce? They could have hit that redstone,
well,
obviously.
they know realistically they're never getting more than 2 without some sort of huge mistake from Newfoundland. But percentage-wise, you're probably going to make that draw out of the 8-foot more times than the hit and stick. There's always that risk of rolling out on the hit, and then the end is blanked.
So we're going to skip stones here in 4.
Solid board.
A 4-1 advantage for the
Little heavy, Brad.
Olympic gold medalist from 2006.
No. Never.
Quite solid.
No. Yep.
Neymar, anything?
anything.
Sorry.
Brad was trying to roll towards center a little bit, potentially grouping the 2 yellow stones after Cooey's hit and maybe leaving a double, but on the nose, Cooey will also hit on the nose now.
What do you think? We're calling the nose. Not sure what we're going to do, but that's what we're calling.
Easy board.
Okay.
It's one of the changes, too, over the years for Brent Lang. Longtime second for Glenn Howard, and now actually in the house and calling line.
Heavy board!
Yeah, a little different view for him, for sure. But it made sense. Keeping Mark and Ben together at the front end sweeping was, I think, a good decision.
Easy. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Yep. 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 Good sweep.
On the nose it is, so Alberta line 2.
Whoa. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Yep. 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 Good sweep, boys.
Really good, Kev.
Good shot.
Well, I got to try and outdo him. Yeah. I don't think it's there. No. Yeah.
You play the nose.
Right on the nose.
He's going to have to hit it. He's going to have to roll in. Good jam.
Yesterday, Dave, Steve Laycock made a ridiculous double takeout, basically hit one top 12 way on the right, came over, rolled it halfway back to Saskatchewan, and made a pretty fantastic double.
I'll be honest, I didn't know that he could throw enough weight to make that shot.
That was an incredible shot. Maybe one of the shots of the week so far.
Not quite as much weight.
I would say it was about that same distance, actually maybe even a little bit farther.
Yeah, it would have been similar. I think the angle on this must be a little bit flatter, and you know, even Brad, he throws it really hard, but he doesn't think it's possible to make this double. So they'll nose it, and there is a risk certainly for Alberta. They'll have to roll in to get 2 points if they nose it.
Still solid. Right up.
No.
Or the nose hit, a potential draw as well available now.
Yeah. Just a draw for 2.
Okay, here we go. Go to the T-line, Kev.
I was going to say, they are drawing, right, Dave, with that ice. For just a quiet second, I was thinking,
well, I guess you could throw the peel away on the nose and hope you spin it out.
It is the draw for 2.
I guess whatever you make is the right shot,
hey,
isn't
man,
it?
We're supposed to make it interesting up here, right? Final stone here in 4. It is the draw for 2.
Yeah, that's all I do. Right on the draw.
And now it's on Kennedy and Hebert to make sure it's in there. And they'd love to put this on the pin for the skipper.
All right, boys, keep her going.
And a nice scrub for the front ends. And a nice rebound end for Team Alberta as well as they put 2 on the board. It's a 4-3 advantage for Brad Gushue here in Calgary. We've had a great week in Calgary, Alberta so far for the Tim Hortons Brier. Round robin action wraps up Friday morning. Full day still to come on Thursday. And just a reminder, draw 13 later on tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Saskatchewan taking on PEI. You can watch that one on TSN 4 and 5. And it's BC taking on Manitoba. That one available live on TSN 1 and 3. Your choices continue tonight on TSN. It is the 7th time that Calgary has hosted the Tim Hortons Brier. We're in the home of the Calgary Flames, the Saddle Dome. And we bring you back to our feature game. Newfoundland Labrador taking on Team Alberta. Alberta responding with 2 in the 4th, so a 4-3 advantage for Brad Gushue here in 5. And the team from the Valley Haley in St. John's has the hammer, throwing the Redstones.
You know, Alberta's throwing up the center guard and coming around it. They're going to try and obviously steal this end, see if they can tie it up after 5.
Doesn't need a curl.
You're over, bud. You're over.
We were laughing at the break about where Brent Lang was holding the broom on those 2 red ones, and you wondered if they were throwing the big weight double for 2. And now little bit of a funny story back when I used to play with Randy Furby and Scott Pfeiffer and Marcel Rock. Whenever Randy felt maybe annoyed by one of us, and Marcel in particular, he could often confuse...
Did that happen a lot?
It did, actually. He could often actually control all of Marcel's statistics by calling one shot with what he points to with his broom, but verbally calling down another. So he would, for example, walk up and tap a guard. So the commentators, the fans, all the statisticians think it's a guard, but he yells down to Marcel, 6, which is top 4 foot. And Marcel would sit in the hatch just infuriated that he knows he has to throw it in the house and everyone's going to think the shot was missed.
So the stats did matter to him.
Oh, it was actually really funny, but I mean, not if you're Marcel, I guess.
Well, I didn't actually think you were going to play that shot, but it was just funny when he lined up the broom for a second.
You want to go? This is pretty
I've
tough.
been fooled before, Dave. It'll happen again.
I can definitely chip it.
I don't mind. Okay. Let me peel.
Okay, we're only playing for force.
Yeah, I'm thinking we go around. If we make it good, then they peel, then we freeze on top. But this is still good. Lock it on, Brent.
Lock it on, Brent.
We all chop off so we don't touch the legs. Top 8. Real close.
Through. Wait only.
Good.
Wait's good.
You gotta go.
Mine's pretty good.
Mine's gonna be good.
So Alberta being really aggressive on
Mine's gonna
this
be good.
this end,
Right
trying
on
to
the
go for
nose.
the steal with the
Mine's gonna be
2 center guards.
Penny's in.
Right on it.
Weld it.
Right on it, Ben.
Make sure
Right
you're
on
second. Make sure you're second. Make sure you're second.
Oh, Brent, that's a good shot.
Obviously, if
Wow,
Newfoundland
I
makes a
can
good
get
draw to the
around.
top 8 foot, which they did, it makes it a lot more difficult for Alberta.
Double
But
peeler. Just peeling this.
Oh, the double.
I like the double.
Can you get that red with the double if you miss it?
You might. Let's play this.
Yeah.
3/4.
Okay.
You've seen this a couple times.
Yep. Hard. Real hard. Really hard. Hard. Shooter, shooter,
Brett
shooter.
Gallant got 1, got 2. Gets yellows
Okay.
going, but spills their own in the house.
Okay.
Really. Found it all, I guess, isn't terrible.
he's happy that didn't stick on the red one here, but marginally better than it was.
Go the same way.
Yeah.
Exactly the same throw then.
This throw is really close, eh?
Yeah.
A little less weight.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Mine's good.
Weight's good.
Same weight.
Wait only.
Okay, a little more.
Right on it. Right on it.
Mine's good.
I
Right
was
on
just
it.
thinking back to your story about
Mine's
Randy.
good. Yep. Whoa.
He should have just thrown the guard.
Right on it, Cap. Right on it.
Wait only. Mine's real.
Then we'd all be mad at him.
Banger. Oh, those are some freezes, boys.
Randy would always say, remember, guys,
Did we get him for his run
I've got your percentages right in my hand.
Nice shots, Brent.
That's a great
Attaboy.
story.
Speed's good in here, eh, guys?
Yeah, I think so.
So 2 good freezes on top of the Newfoundland stone, so Brad's going to come around them all with him turned down.
Heavy?
Mine's good.
A little heavy.
I don't think it's heavy, Brett.
Okay.
I think it's light, though.
Top 4, what do you think, Jeff?
Pretty good.
Line's
Yeah.
a little tight.
Yep. Top 4.
Whoa.
Deep.
Through.
Whoa.
T-line.
Whoa,
Oh,
it's heavy.
guys. Looks like it's here.
T-line.
Whoa, I don't want it
Gotta
that
be
deep.
heavy.
Gotta be above the T-line.
Stay with it, Mark.
Yep,
Whoa.
hard right back, come on. Hard mark, right back. Go, 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 go.
It's some pretty good finish, all things considered, but
And just too heavy.
T-line.
Draw 2 ends ago, it was a little bit tighter line, but speed should be the
I
same.
think the speed will be the same, Mark.
And I was top 4.
We're in the T-line, Mark.
We need back 4 here. T-line.
Gotcha. Lock it right on.
update time, Saskatchewan, Northern Ontario. And the run back is on. You can see that Brad Jacobs, he is indeed throwing the yellow stones. And Steve Laycock has that red on the button. This one's live, by the way, right now on TSN 1 and 3. And coming in, Brad Jacobs, his team from the Sioux, undefeated. And if they win this one, they guarantee themselves a spot in the 1-2 page playoff game.
And just a quiet wait, double tap. Just off nose and try and get their yellow to the back onto the shot redstone.
Nothing yet. Little tap. Tap the 2 yellows. Move the red back. Might be one. They'll look it over.
Looks like yellow, eh?
Oh, he's just close on everything.
Yep. Shot
Yellow.
one yellow.
Okay, we'll take it.
Back 8.
So it's a single point for Brad Jacobs. Close game between Saskatchewan, entertaining game. So you can watch that one, of course, on our other TSN feeds. It's live on 1 and 3.
And on our sheet, you can see the trouble that stone, the Newfoundland stone in the back forefoot's caused now.
Shot, eh? Huh?
You heard Alberta's plan this end was to try force them to one, and now the door opening for a possible steal here.
Really good.
Yeah, they were going hard for the steal right from the get-go.
We don't really have much else.
No, that's
He's going to be able to slash his into ours.
That's fine. Then everything's going to be gone, and even the top red, and we're going to be able to go around.
They could try and get all the way under.
All the way under is even better, sure.
What's that?
All the way under.
All the way under. Who shot, Kev?
Like straight buried, straight draw.
Right? I mean, this is his
He's got his slash right now.
You think you can get to here, though?
I think pretty close. What if I'm on the nose of it? Is
yeah,
it
I don't think it's bad.
I actually don't even see another shot. Just lob another one in
he
there.
He doesn't have a lot here, but I mean, he can get here, and then
we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Try to get inside.
I'll give you. I don't want to. You don't
want to get tight.
Yeah, I mean, freeze here is pretty good.
I actually think the same ice is close.
Okay.
Just get a bit of curl and get it.
You know, sometimes your decision is less about trying to find the perfect shot for you and making sure you're taking away the shot you don't want the opposing team to throw.
Okay, bud.
In this case, they know that if they don't throw, Newfoundland's going to try the same freeze in there that they just tried.
Sliver, yep. Right on the T line.
You guys didn't even touch that.
Okay.
Yeah, same weight.
Same weight. I got a hair more.
Really That's close, though.
Weight's good.
Don't kill it.
Real close. Hair more.
Line's tighter.
Then. Whoa, then. Clean.
Line's good.
Whoa. Weight's perfect. Clean it. Yep. Whoa.
Oh, for line.
Yep. Whoa, off.
Whoa, for line.
Off.
Curl, you donkey.
Off.
Curl.
Okay, good shot. That's good, guys. That's good.
Let's go.
They're 1. Are they 2?
No, I don't think so, but I don't think that it matters too much to them right now. It was really about getting a second rock in there that they could use afterwards if they need to.
I don't see anything else. You can pick that out. He's still shot.
You're saying you said with hack?
Yeah.
Just worried if you play with a hack, you want to get that to here?
He comes in off.
Yeah.
Well, you can play it with board. Play it with board. I just don't want to spin it to here, that's all.
Yeah, I know.
Play with hat, too, okay?
What?
Play with hat.
The only thing, like Brett said, we might leave that. We got to get this out far enough so we can't come in off it.
Okay.
And roll the shooter.
Just board.
Hey.
If we clip this, it might not be...
No, it's not the end of the world if we clip that.
You can see from this angle, there's not a whole lot of red to shoot at.
You guys can hold this down here.
Oh, yeah. You can, Mark, yeah.
Just board?
Yeah.
They can throw board weight and make contact right on the center line. They should sit shot rock and move that one that Alberta just threw out of the rings.
Real tight, hard. Yep. Hard, guys. Hard. All you got. You got it. Really got to go hard. Hard. All you got.
What a scrub here. Gallant Walker all the way. Touch the red. Bump it in. Will it stop in time? And it appears Alberta is still Shot Stone.
Do that, yeah? Sweep, Joe.
Terrific sweep, no question about it. They got it by.
Yeah, right there.
The challenge is what Brad said, that the Redstone now rolled too far and gives a pocket or a wall for Alberta to use to their advantage.
I just don't want to, yeah.
Make her right here. Yeah. Same draw like
Edge of
you're
eight.
going.
For that freeze, I was
Yeah,
there.
and that was
Good try.
That was just here. I think edge of eight's a lot. If your freeze back here, he was fully across.
Okay,
center.
a hair less. But I mean, we just got to get
half
an inch tucked.
Right. How's that?
Once you're anything tucked, full forward, fight the button.
Where are the nails?
So that last draw on this spot, you were back 4. So you need like 2 feet less.
Yeah, even 1.
So just to skip stones to come here in 5. Dave, where's the ideal spot for Alberta to make this one stop?
Well, the perfect spot would be top 4 foot, just even a fraction buried behind those rocks in the top 8 foot.
Line's close. Room, no.
They obviously want to be shot rock, but they do not want to slide the other team.
Get in here,
Wait only.
Mark, if you got to go.
Got to curl.
It's got to get to center.
Let it curl.
Oh, it's perfect.
Top button.
If you can.
Heart. Go if you can.
Whoa.
Whoa, boys.
Good sweep, boys. Good shot.
A little deep.
Plenty of line, Mark. Got a boy. Yeah, I'm going to throw a T-line and we'll sweep the difference.
Well, you can see that they cleared those yellow rocks in the 8 foot, but probably,
Yeah.
you know, it looks like a good 8
Like to be back
inches.
4. I'm going to throw a T-line.
Gushue can be tighter to that yellow guard with T-line or just behind T-line. He can actually get
Gotta
the
get
inside
to the
wiggle a
goals.
little bit.
That's the key, or the main thing, I guess. Good speed down here, guys.
Yeah, it is.
You like that ice?
I do.
So Brad Gushue now, his first here in 5. Newfoundland Labrador with the hammer. Up by 1.
Hard line. Whoa.
We're there.
Whoa. Back 4. Close. Yep. Back button. Whoa. 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 Yep. Hard.
Hurt, Mark.
Tap the yellow. Did they move it enough?
No, I don't think so.
From the overhead. It appears.
Great shot, but just it needed to move it another 3 or 4 inches.
Whoa. Yep. Hard.
So it appears shot stone. Still Team Alberta.
Look, it almost grabbed it. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be easy, Kev. You gotta guard the hole. If he hits this, he scores. This red can never go anywhere.
Just give him this.
That's not a guarantee going off the button. That is.
How easy does that look?
He's got a really, really skinny half.
Why don't we just throw it right here? Even freeze right here.
Well, that doesn't change anything, right?
I think that's only for 1 anyway, the way it drags, don't you think?
Yeah, but
that's the
that's
4.
probably his easiest one. If he can see half, he just throws hack at it, right?
If he touches the yellow at all here, he gets 1, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So you pick 1 to guard.
Well,
Well, he just has to touch that and it's 1. That's pretty easy. Is it
tight?
Yeah, I can make it definitely harder for him, right? Just
try to kill both, Kev? Yeah.
Tight though, right?
Well, tight then makes that hole for him easier.
Okay, high, I'm just worried he might be able to tap for 2. If you're high and he taps this.
Okay, right here. Tight. Give me some ice. A little more.
Yeah, we just talked about it.
Tight.
Guard the other one,
That
Kev.
last one pick, Mark? That one
Give me more ice then, Brent.
Yeah. Sew it up. Didn't look like it was.
I think we still want to brush this tight.
Yep,
So primary objective is to guard the out-turn tap on the yellow one, which, you know, as Brent mentioned, potentially is for 2 points. Likely they'll leave a hole down center, which Gushue could go tap on the yellow, onto the yellow, and just move their red one up for 1.
Weight's fine.
So Team Alberta for now with a stolen point.
It's tight.
What? Gonna have to
Kevin
curl.
Cooey trying to guard things up. With Brad Gushue's final stone still to come here in 5.
Hard needs to curl.
It is tight, guys.
Still needs to curl.
Mark.
We're just taking away this one. Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Hard, baby.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Right up.
Yep. Okay. Shot.
Good shot, Kev. Good boy. Gotta get as much as we can see, eh?
And I guess the positive here for Brad is that that guard is pretty high and it can make a move.
Yeah, I agree. Slow.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think Brad's going to throw just a control
Hack weight.
bumper. Well, there you go, hack weight. He doesn't really need to throw a lot of weight, just as long as he gets through the hole with enough to move 3 stones.
Now they always talk about drag, David. What will the drag do on that second yellow stone, the stone closest to the 4-foot?
Yeah, even though they're angled right now to probably, you know, go right across the center line, that second yellow stone will go pretty close to going straight backwards.
Weight's good.
So final stone here in 5 for Brad Gushue.
No!
Nothing yet.
Still heavy.
Never! Can't. Curl.
By the guard, no problem. Got to curl up for him. Tap, tap. Move the red enough. And maybe, or maybe not, as Nichols says, still 1 yellow, so needed just another hair. And that is a stolen point for Team Alberta. Kevin Cooey out of the Glencoe here in Calgary has locked it up.
The 2015 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford of Canada. Proud partner with Curling Canada for more than 20 years.
We are halfway through round robin play here at the Brier in Calgary, Alberta, with championship weekend approaching. In our feature matchup, it's all tied up at 4, and Kathy Gauthier is with Brad Gushue.
Brad, did you have some thoughts in the first 2 ends when it could have been 9-0 without 2 great freezes where your team had gone?
Yeah, we didn't get off to the start we wanted. Scoreboard-wise, it was great, but we got to start making some more shots.
Lots of rocks in play. Is that something you wanted to do against a team that can play the big bang shot?
Not really. No, we just haven't executed. No matter what game plan I had in my mind, if we don't execute, we can't execute the plan. So we just got to make some more shots in the second half, and we're still in control. So we have 3 hammers for there too. So hopefully we can come back with the deuce in this end.
Just to comment on your last rock, looked so close like you almost made it. Comments on maybe why not?
Yeah, I just backed it off just a little bit more than I wanted in that spot. It's a spot where the guys can hold it, and didn't want to get it outside of the line, which I think I did just a little bit. And if it curls an inch more, we probably make it. But you know, that one's on me.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks.
All right, time to look at the numbers after 5, and I'll tell you what, that draw that Gushue made in the first end got him out of big-time trouble. What have you seen so far?
Well, it's kind of deceiving looking at statistics, and this is one of the things that I think is very noticeable, that statistics don't often tell the story. In this case, Alberta's outplaying Newfoundland 91 to 77%, which is pretty dramatic, but the difference has really been Brad Gushue making a couple really key shots and Kevin Cooey missing a couple key shots.
After 5, brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada. They are the hometown favorites, Team Alberta, looking to get on a roll. More from Calgary coming up.
The 2015 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. By Home Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice. And by M&M Meat Shops, frozen food at its best.
Welcome back to Calgary, Alberta. Thank you, Cowboys in attendance, enjoying the action. And just a reminder, if you want more curling, you can go to tsn.ca/curling/video, extended highlights, video on demand. We have features and stories, so you can log on. I'm not telling those guys what to do. They can do whatever they want. Awesome fans here in Calgary, Alberta for this year's Tim Hortons Brier. As we bring you back to our feature game, all locked up at 4 between Newfoundland Labrador and Team Alberta. A steal of 1 and 5 for Kevin Cooey has tied things up. So with action underway in 6, it is Newfoundland Labrador throwing the red stones, and they have the hammer.
And Team Alberta really outplayed Newfoundland for the first half of the game. Brad just saved a couple ends and kept that game going because it could have been over in 2.
Well, I still go back to that draw in the second. It was incredible considering the pressure on him. If he hits that stone, comes out a little bit, and that could have been a big time end. And this Alberta team, such a great hitting team, it would have been a very tough hole to crawl out of. But full credit to Brad Gushue. He has played dynamite all week long, and a big reason why they have the record that they have. 6-2 coming in.
Bit of a mistake to start 6th end for Newfoundland. They slid into the rings on that guard, allowing Alberta now to hit it.
Big roll, Mark. Okay. Yeah, go, no pocket.
And in theory, force the blank in the 6th end. Brad talked about 3 hammers to 2. He would like to score an N6 if he can.
Real good. Really straight.
Fairly tight.
There's Jeff Walker. He's a Canadian World Junior Champion back in 2006.
Fighting, I think.
Whoa.
Jeff. Whoa.
Not
Mine's
quite
good.
in.
Just
Not
short,
quite in.
guys.
There.
Whoa.
Mine's good.
Needs a curl anyway.
Biting. Maybe not biting.
Yep. Whoa.
Shot, Jeff. Real good.
Nice shot,
Good
Jeff.
one. Like this.
Just guard.
Come on, Koo. So we waste all our time.
Okay, let's go. Tight guard, Langer.
Yeah.
Not too tight.
You heard
We are
Brad
nice and
saying
tight.
he's moving the broom as he's sliding.
Looks heavy. Yeah.
Just tight. Just tight.
Let it stop.
It's just tight, guys. It's just tight.
Let it stop.
Remember, Glenn Howard used to say he'd have to put the broom down because Wayne Madaw was already throwing before the broom was even down. He was always quick to.
Oh, yeah, you had to be real careful not to put the broom down and then think about it because it was already out of his hand.
He'd let it fly.
You better think before you put it down.
Update time. Let's go to Ontario and Team Canada. Team Canada coming in with that 5-3 record, playing the Yellowstones. And, of course, that lineup change. Pat Simmons has now moved to skip position. John Morris playing third.
Trying an in-off, I think, for 2. Or, oh, no, not an in-off, slash for 2.
And misses completely, so the steal for Ontario and Marquine out of Fenland Falls. They're tied up at 2 after 6. Since that lineup switched, by the way, Pat Simmons, Team Canada, with 3 straight wins.
Yeah, and they look very comfortable playing the way they are. You'd think that they've played like this all year. But talking to Pat yesterday, he did say that it took him a full game to get his skipping legs back under him. And that first game they did that again was against Northwest Territories, you know, where they did have a couple breaks along the way. So it was probably the right game for them to switch.
And this one from
Langer, that's all right.
Brent Lang will slow down, stop back 8.
Oh, difficult.
That. I like it.
I was thinking draw, but what do you think, Mark?
I don't mind the draw.
Split. Back here, wait.
Back 12?
Yep.
A little quicker this
We are
end, eh?
playing the split?
Yeah. Yeah, we're playing the split.
Okay.
Back 12.
there, I think.
Back line. Heavy.
It's just true.
Whoa. Wait will be good if we're touching it.
No, it's not good weight. It's really heavy.
Yep. Bump it through. Hard.
Well, they've changed to plan B. They can see it's not going to make any contact with the front red.
Hard. Whoa.
Hard. No roll.
It's good. Just didn't want to leave behind the guard, though.
No, weight was actually really good for the split.
Almost have to draw a line.
Okay, it's fine.
Top T, Marcus.
T-line's fine, too.
Yep.
Yep.
Weight's good. T-line, top 4.
Really?
Probably there.
Weight's good.
Okay.
Whoa, probably there.
Now we're heavy.
Guys, line's pretty
Now we're
good.
heavy. T-line.
Line's good.
Still T.
Let it.
Still two
Okay,
on its own.
we need to curl it, but just put it on.
Line's
line's
good.
not bad. Right in the tee. Right in front of the tee.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Hard. 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 Go,
Trying
Danny,
to finish
go,
it
go,
for
go,
Mark
go.
Kennedy.
Good shot, Mark.
Shot, Mark.
Very nice
Attaboy,
weight.
Brett. Yeah, attaboy.
Here.
Stay
Probably,
there long.
probably
Sorry.
draws Brad into running the guard straight back.
Whatever you like.
Kind of like here.
But they're going to use just a control hit weight on this, which is great. They really want to stick their shooter.
Yeah.
Little solid.
Whoa. Right off.
It's good.
Yep.
Run it back, and we'll just miss the yellow, top 4.
It's been a bit of a struggle for Mark today. And the shots that you expect him to make that are fairly automatic, those run backs and use with weight, he's just been a hair off.
Right in front of this one.
Okay.
Right in front of it, Mark. Tight guard.
What are you thinking?
Hair more, I'm thinking. You okay with that, guys?
Yep. You can overcurl a hair.
Good push.
Line's a little tight.
Weight's good.
Hard if you can.
Guys, line is
Oh, line's
fine.
good. Line's good.
We're real tight. We're almost in.
Oh, can't be in.
Can't really sleep.
No, weight's good. Weight's good. We're
Doesn't
really
need a
good.
curl.
We're really good.
Whoa.
Whoa, Ben.
Guys, clean it. It's perfect.
No. Stay with it.
Whoa. Whoa.
This guy loves me.
Well, good guard.
He will make it with sweeping.
A 4.
And it's nice and quick.
Yeah.
So with the guard now being yellow, they're not going to afford or can't afford to run it back, so they'll play the intern freeze.
Meantime, right next door, let's check in on Manitoba and Quebec. And Quebec with the yellow stones. And once again, Jean-Michel Menard certainly putting the heat on Manitoba and Reed Carruthers.
Yeah, Reed was a little bit heavy on his last draw. He was trying to freeze on top of the ones in the button and slid right by, allowing Jean-Michel to put the one on the top 8 foot and make the shot very difficult.
Trying to curl up, move it enough, stick around.
Oh,
Yes, he
nice
does.
shot.
So another nice touch shot from Reed Carruthers. And a single on the board. Quebec still leading 4-3. And Jean-Michel Menard with hammer.
Problem is he's just coming right around.
Quebec coming in with that
Plug the hole
5-3
real
record.
tight,
And Manitoba comes in 3-3.
Right here?
Well, I don't. Do we really want to come in? Yeah. You'll.
Yep.
He probably plays that other yellow soft,
That's
but
fine.
it's
Then you-
teed. It's
then you-
teed up on
Yeah.
the back one
Yeah.
now at least.
Nice and tight right beside our other one, eh, Kev?
You might have a 3-foot run back. If he
Shade
makes
more,
that.
Brent.
Yeah, this might curl a bit, Kev.
Where is that? Where's the brew?
Just outside middle.
Edge of 8. Your middle 8. Nice and tight there, Kev.
Does he have this come just tap with the red?
Well, that's
We're
what he's
taking that
guarding
away.
right
I think you got to go more. We got to take that red away.
Yeah, you
I
do.
think you got a split center, a foot from the house.
Split center.
Little heavy. Yeah. Real tight.
Room right now.
Weight's good.
Lots of room.
Real tight. Little chisel. Oh, we're thinking this way.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, no, it'll curl, guys. It'll get across the face.
Getting across.
It'll curl.
If you can, Mark, you need to finish it.
Okay.
Finish it. Get it off there. Get it off there.
Hard. Get it off. Get it off. Get it off. Go. Good.
Okay.
Perfect weight.
Good shot, Kev.
Yeah, I just safetied it because I didn't want to leave the hole.
Sure, that was going to curl the center.
But I mean, one more inch, right?
What does he mean by safety it, Dave?
Well, he didn't want to see it over curl because once it gets to center, it really does take off. And he just didn't want to leave a hole for Brad to come through and potentially sit too. So he safetied it by protecting that side of center. But by doing so, he's now left Brad with a hole on the other side for the in-turn
He
draw.
might plug it. We'll have a hard time getting two. Well, we might have that in there, but we'll have something. Something tough, but something. I gave you there.
Okay.
Okay.
Nibble the button.
Yeah, full fort. Just enough to get shot.
Yeah, good opportunity for Brad here still.
Last year in Kamloops, Brad Gushue with a 6-5 record.
You like that ice, Jeff?
Mark Nichols back in the fold this time around.
Looks like enough for me.
And they feel very confident this year. Really feel this is the squad that could finally bring them their elusive Brier title. The one thing missing from Brad Gushue's resume.
That's all there, though.
Heavy. Where? Whoa. Back four.
Whoa. All the back four.
You sure? All of it.
Might need a chisel.
Close. No, its weight's coming down a little.
Close back. No line.
No line. You got no line.
Can we touch it?
Still in the red guard. It's got to curl a long way.
Freeze the back one.
And Brent Lang on the brush, and that'll settle back 8. So Alberta still shot stone on the 4.
Yeah, line would have been fine. He was just heavy.
Yeah,
sorry, guys.
Even if you come back
Just
here,
too hard of a kick, eh?
draw for one. Like, that's fine.
Okay. You definitely just don't. Beside that red is real bad.
Back four, right here.
Got to be back button,
Yeah, for
guys.
sure.
Full back four is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll leave it for second shot.
Getting quicker.
Well, you
Same.
just threw the speed that,
Same.
Yeah.
like, same on this side.
So the reason they're coming in here, Dave, for second shot, are they
Easy.
leery of the run back
Whoa, right to
possibility,
the back.
or why play this
Whoa,
shot?
we're back
Yeah,
four.
they're worried that if they leave it top 4,
Wait,
that
perfect.
Gushue could run a thin double and potentially score more than one. So they're going to draw it back house for second shot and give Brad the open draw for his force.
Right on! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Yep, go ahead,
That one just feathers the top red, and now they pound it.
Come on, Mark! Hard!
And they'll bring it into the button, and for now, Alberta lying 2 without hammer.
Well, now Newfoundland can run that red guard with no risk. In fact, the one they just threw is going to catch that one on the 4-foot.
I didn't set that
It's actually a shot for 3 now.
He didn't have the shot and left that one there.
Tough one,
I didn't
Kev.
set that at all.
No, we just had we're taking too much ice on that
Hey,
side.
Brent.
Of the seat.
Watch the yellow on the back.
I didn't set that one at all.
Fortunately, all I get to do is watch.
I suppose it could it even be for 4 potentially.
So the 2 yellows would go.
Yeah, the one that they're running in is going to stick right on the red in the 4-foot, eliminate those 2 yellows, potentially bring the back ones into play.
So final stone for Brad Gushue, nothing yet. Needs the angle, got to curl up, run it back, catch the red, boom, boom. And it moves yellow enough. And a single on the board.
Boy, if that curls a hair more, it's for 4.
Alberta dodging a bullet. Newfoundland Labrador leading 5-4 in Calgary. It is update time here in Calgary. Ontario taking on Team Canada. And you see the yellow stone belonging to the team from right here in Calgary at the Glencoe. And it is a draw for 2 for Pat Simmons.
Real good.
And we sure didn't say that a whole lot in the first part of the week. An easy draw for 2 for Team Canada, but they're playing well.
Carter Rycroft on the left, Nolan Thiessen on the right, and of course, since the lineup change, it's John Morris playing third. And Pat Simmons continues to look really good as the skip of this team now, a 4-2 advantage after 7 over Team Ontario. So here's the standings. Northern Ontario on the ice this afternoon, that 8-0 record. If they win, they're in the 1-2 game for sure. If they win and Newfoundland Labrador happens to lose, then Northern Ontario actually clinches the #1 seed. And then, of course, a lot still can happen. You see the teams with 3 losses. BC Ontario with 4 losses. Should make for a very interesting finale when it comes to round robin play here in Calgary. Of course, it all wraps up Friday morning. In the meantime, we bring you back to our feature matchup between Brad Gushue and Kevin Koe. And one on the board in the 6th end for Gushue, so a 5-4 advantage. And once again, it's Team Alberta, Yellowstones with the hammer, and this one on the way from Ben Hebert.
I don't actually think you have
We don't have to at all. Well then, Rue.
No.
Just bite the 8.
No. Looks heavy, Mark.
Clean it for line.
Line's perfect.
Guys,
Lock it on the corner, Brent.
Line only, Kev. I don't want to get on this too thick.
Bounce.
It's welded.
Very small.
Whoa.
We're done.
Perfect, Benny. Perfect.
He's made a lot, Ben Hebert, in this game.
Okay. He is dialed right now.
And humble. Self-proclaimed Benny's dialed in, but he is. He's made a lot of great shots.
That's a good call too, guys.
I didn't see it that late.
Just hit it a little high. Try and line it up.
Back line. Not sure you see what's happening here, but I'll try and make it.
So Alberta throwing a hack weight takeout, sit 3.
Back line.
Back line.
Almost hack. What? Almost hack. Hack. Whoa then. Hack. Really?
You roll the shooter buried?
Can't yet.
Still have to be off for that. You're gonna have to go on that red.
Yep. Whoa.
Go Brett Lang.
Low roll.
Has to stay higher.
Little rearrangement of the rocks.
Whoa, this was okay. This is okay. Goes right into it. Good shot.
Thick half. 2/3.
Can I go over the top? Can I go over the top? I sort of like the top double.
I don't think so.
I guess I get the other double.
Well, you do that, it goes there, but
You go right on it.
2/3. Yeah, you're right.
2/3.
Yep. Oh.
Yep. Hard, guys. Hard. Hard, all you got. Hard, Mark.
Brett Glant.
Good shot.
Nice shot.
That's it.
And that one will spill out. So for now, Alberta with hammer lying 1.
Well, the nice thing for Newfoundland is that they've narrowed up the house by leaving that shot behind the guard.
Try and get shot rock.
Yeah. Try to get second shot.
Make it good.
Even if you chap a hair,
Sure.
weight's the same.
With a real good draw, there's a chance that they could freeze and be shot. But it certainly makes it a lot more difficult.
Weight's good. Good, Brent.
Easy for line.
We can wait.
Through. Weight's good. It's all there. Ah, we're heavy.
Wait for it.
It's got a curl.
Weight's
See,
perfect.
weight's good.
Easy.
It's starting to tip.
Wait over
Line's
there.
good.
Needs to curl.
Easy looks here.
Needs to curl.
Need to come down.
Doesn't
Curl,
need to
go
come down.
down.
Need to come down. Need to come down. Shot, Brent. It's fine. It's looping, Mark. Shit.
They were worried. They thought it maybe picked, but it really looked like it just took off, Dave.
Yeah, the way it was coming down nicely, and it grabs that curl that we've seen all week. If it had stopped you know, 2 or 3 inches shorter, it actually would have been perfect. Still pretty good.
Run it. You can nose. You can be a little high.
I think we got to do that.
Onto the one he threw?
Yeah, onto this.
Okay. Straight here, right?
Yeah, this is going to run like a BB. Okay. We can pull it back, I think, a little too.
Right off.
So here comes the heat from Mark Nichols. And doesn't catch anything in the house.
Today, eh?
And to Brad Gushue's point, he really hasn't, just a little bit off today for Mark Nichols. We're used to seeing him making
really
these
worried about
on a regular basis.
this.
Oh, me either.
Yeah, he hasn't made very many run backs today so far.
Gave you a pretty good push.
You're right. Looks real heavy.
This looks heavy. Curl, baby. Curl, baby. Oh, it's gone, eh? Curl. Oh, it's not stopping.
And that needs to stop in a hurry as Gushue works it. And it slides right through.
Sorry, I thought it was closer than that.
You know, we see that a lot on arena ice, that the draws going away from center are just half a second quicker than going towards center. And we've seen that today on this sheet a couple times.
Meantime, Dave Lilook, Manitoba, Quebec, final stone on the way from Jean-Michel Menard. And he's making the play on that red stone in the 4. He'll hit. Little roll to the button.
Yeah.
Very nice. There hasn't been a lot of mistakes that Jean-Michel has made yet today.
Sorry.
He's been playing well.
So a single on the board, 5-3 advantage for Quebec after 7.
Good shot, Mark.
Good shot.
Real good. Good throw.
Thick half. I don't think you can roll over the top, but throw peel.
2/3.
Yeah, it's like 3/4.
So from one mark to the other, Mark Kennedy now will try and make amends and get these two reds going.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
Got the red, got them both, and the shooter, they want it to stick around, and it will just hang on Pac-12. So Alberta with hammer line 2.
Yeah, good spot.
And Dave, you played at the highest level. I guess all a player can do when you throw a bad one, you just try to park it and make up for it and help your teammates out.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of those shots that obviously could have slid another couple inches and been a really bad situation for Alberta, but it hangs around, and Mark's made a good double, and Alberta's sitting 2.
Okay. Just board. Clean.
So we're into skip stones now here in 7.
Just board.
Can we clean?
No.
Just board.
No. Don't touch.
Never.
Quiet if it is.
Never. No.
Gushue, maybe the thin little double. Nope, they'll catch a thick part. Little roll.
Real good, Brad. Shot, Brad.
And he rolls to a tough spot now for Alberta.
Yeah, really nice shot. Alberta's got to be very careful about
Just as easy, isn't it?
Sure.
where they hit this so they don't jam, but they also need to stay in play.
What do you got? Solid hack?
Yeah, you think this will curl?
I think it'll curl a little bit.
So they'll try and hit half a rock on the inside, roll to the middle.
Hack.
Jeff?
Hack weight.
Hack weight?
Hey, you like that broom?
Sure. Have we seen anything here? I mean, I'm assuming it's going to curl with the right weight.
If I have good weight.
Yeah, I think this should curl for sure, Kev, with hack.
Yeah, that's exactly right. As soon as you up the weight more than you're looking for, that's when it runs straight.
Heavy hack! Heavy hack!
Whoa!
Right off. Right
No.
And nothing yet. Kevin Cooey's first here in 7.
Come on.
I'd like to see this curl a lot.
Try and get it out of the rings, Brent.
Need to get a little piece, and he blows it right by.
Well, you heard the conversation before he threw as to whether they like the ice, and Kevin even said, as long as I throw the right weight. And the minute he let go, they were yelling heavy hack, so just threw more than he wanted.
I had something, I just jabbed it. I thought it was
just a hair back, but yeah, just ended up
there,
being
gave a little push extra.
Made a good slide.
Oh, I just had something and then.
No, it's... Okay, out-turn draw? What do you want for ice?
So we're already talking about their next shot to come. Obviously, it'll be more than likely a draw for one. But first up, Brad Gushue, his final stone here in 7.
It's good weight.
You add, Brad?
A little bit. It's good. Not a whole lot.
Weight's good.
It's good. Sweep for T.
Back 4.
Back 4's okay.
Back 4's okay. Not. It looks like it's sliding.
Well, this is where Mark just threw and went through the house. The slide's really good right here.
Back 12 is best for them.
Back 4.
No. No. No.
And now Brent Lang will put the brush to it.
No.
And I don't think he'll even have a peek at that flat double. They'll draw for the 1.
Is it there? He's drawing.
He's drawing?
But again, just like earlier on this game, that would probably be the broom for the double.
Brad didn't even know what he was playing.
Mark Nichols thought maybe he was giving it a go, but
I think they're listening to us. They're doing this on purpose now.
Yeah. Percentages, right? So final stone here for Kevin Cooey. And a draw for 1.
Slight mark.
You heard Benny say they got to go. Ben Hebert, Mark Kennedy on the brush right from the get-go. Got to find that white paint. Need the 8-foot for the single. And a good judge from the front end.
Fantastic sweeping. And great throw, too. I mean, use the sweepers. Why not?
So a single on the board. It is a close feature game here between Newfoundland Labrador and Alberta.
It was a process. I went from being on a team where, you know, I was doing the listening and then now having to step back into the leadership role. It was a bit of a challenge at first with a new team, but the guys have listened and I've made a few shots along the way and we have a lot of fun doing so. At the end of the week, you bare minimum have 3 losses. The less losses, the better, but getting to the playoffs on Sunday and you're down to at least the semifinals, it's just 2 wins away from winning the Brier, and that's what we want to do.
And that is part of our feature matchup tonight. It is Manitoba, BC on TSN 1 and 3 with Vic, Cheryl, and Russ. And Dave and I will call Saskatchewan PEI on TSN 4 and 5. That's tonight. Draw 13, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on our TSN feeds. Welcome back to our feature game and a tight battle all afternoon long between Alberta and Newfoundland Labrador. Alberta with a draw, single and 7, so we're tied up at 5. So with play underway here at 8, it is Brad Gushue throwing the right stones, and Brad does have the hammer.
The guard for Alberta is a little bit higher than they'd like, so Newfoundland can actually come around and tap that back down.
Back 12.
Probably sit on nose.
Hard. Hard. Hard for line. Hard. Hard for line, guys. Hard. Hard. Back 12. Hard. Low, low, low. Low.
Roll it in. Roll it in.
It's in. It's in.
Okay. Good shot, Jeff. It's good.
Jeff
That works.
Walker, the
Real
little
good.
tick shot, and the shooter rolls in.
That
shot. Okay.
So what up? I like the whatever.
What do you got? Whatever you want.
Jeff, by the way, from Beaver Lodge, Alberta.
I like the guard. Put on the nose.
Played junior here, played
Line's
with
good here, on the
Charlie
nose.
Thomas.
Yeah.
And of course, that was when he won that World Junior Championship. And
Board. Clean. Maybe a hair solid. Clean it.
that, of course, in
Clean it.
2006.
Easy. Whoa. Easy. Yep. 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 Gotta go. Whoa. Whoa.
Nice.
Board weight, guys.
Well, certainly the last miss by Jeff Walker, that was the way to miss it. Moved that center guard off, roll into the house. Now he's got corner guards that actually Brett Glant can now roll behind.
Hard! Hard, guys! Hard! Hard! Never real hard! Okay, good shot.
Gave it a chance. Yeah, it's nice to know, though.
Okay.
Okay, let's be quick.
Top 8. Yeah.
Speed's still quick.
Speed still is just as good.
Yeah.
Top 8 fully sunk.
So Cooey will come around with the outturn. Newfoundland overrolled a little bit and actually rock in the back of the house will now actually act as a little protection to this shot.
No, we're not. Wait's good, Kev.
Okay, wait only.
We're top 8.
Go if you can, guys.
Oh, yeah, we can. We're top 4. No, we're top 8.
You're going to have to go, Mark.
You have
Wait
to
as
finish
long as you
it.
can and go.
You ready? Where are you?
Top 8.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Hard, Benny.
Hard, Mark.
Come on.
Go, 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 go.
Oh.
Yep, yep.
Good job, Brent.
Good job, Brent.
Dave, update time. Let's go to Ontario taking on Team Canada. And Mark Keane and his team from Fenland Falls here for the very first time. Mark playing with Matt Cam, David Mathers, Scott Howard. And he's giving Team Canada a great run this afternoon. This a draw for 2.
Yeah, for such a young team and really having a bit of troubles over the last 4 games. They started out with 2 wins and then followed up with 4 losses. They're showing a lot of maturity and playing extremely well against Canada this afternoon.
Average age of the team about 25. Nice draw from the skip, Mark Keane. So 2 on the board. They're tied up at 4 after 8.
Get it out, Mark. Go, Jeff. Go, Jeff.
Ah, sorry.
Hack.
Like that ice for Hack?
Yep.
Yep, I love it. Throw a good one. It's good. Solid Hack. Little heavy.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa, never.
Benny.
Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Benny.
Mark Kennedy, little roll behind
Great
cover.
shot.
Good call, Brent. Highway, Mark.
And that's a great spot for Team Alberta.
And we're second shot, right?
Yeah.
Perfect weight, and that's key for this
Even
roll. We've
top
talked
4,
about that
Mark,
a lot.
and
If he
if we-
overthrows it, he's not getting the curl.
Okay. You know, as long as we stay half buried, it's pretty good.
2 feet better than it was.
I threw a draw 2 ends ago. We're pretty close.
The same speed as it was 2 ends ago.
Good way.
T.
Okay, line's a little
Top 4.
tight. Yep. Yep.
T.
Top 4.
Close. Whoa. Hard for line. Hard for line.
T.
Hard for line.
Where's it?
Let him know. I don't know.
Line only.
Whoa.
Back
Close.
button.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, off.
T.
Just top button.
Top 4.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Top
whoa,
button.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Mark Nichols, little tap, and it is shot stone.
Yeah, nice throw.
Well, for years, Dave, Mark Kennedy was a world-class second, won his Brier titles, of course, Olympic gold medal, and now he's at the 3rd position.
Heavy draw.
Yeah, he's playing really well, and this was a key matchup, certainly from the beginning. Wanted to see how Mark Nichols was going to come out and play, and obviously Mark Kennedy's got a fairly significant advantage on him right now in putting Brad Gushue in, certain ends, a lot of trouble.
Player comparisons are brought to you by Ford, proud partners with Curling Canada for 21 years.
Weight's good.
Close.
Yep.
Little
Yep.
tight. Yep.
Gotta go.
Hard.
Hard. Real hard.
Big scrub from Hebert
Gotta go.
Keep going. Keep going. Watch
and
the
Lang.
shooter, Brent.
They're going to be on that yellow, and where will the shooter go?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Little bump there.
Okay.
You like that? Yeah. I like here.
Okay.
See if we can roll it in and make the double.
Yeah.
Well, I know for Mark Nichols that he's certainly ignoring the fact that he hasn't had his best game yet, and he's looking ahead. You know, he made a great freeze. If he can make a double right now and set Brad up for, you know, for this end, that's all he can do to do his job.
Right on the nose.
Little bit, Brett. Little bit.
Go.
You want to take that?
And the yellows fly. Meantime, update time. Manitoba taking on Quebec. And Jean-Michel Menard has the 2 stones in the house. So final one to come here from Reed Carruthers. And Reed has the draw for a single.
The touch. Okay, just call it now. Call and go.
Oh, line's fine. Line's fine. Line's good. Clean it.
First time that Reed has had this team here at the Brier together. Braden Muscowie has been here before with Saskatchewan. Derek Samagalski, Colin Hodgson's here for the first time. And he's got his draw weight. So 5-4 as Reed will try battle back and steal a few points.
Clean it. Whoa, whoa. Close. Hack. No. Cans. Clean.
Whoa.
Off.
Right off.
Cans.
Right off.
No.
Anything?
No, Benny, no.
Should have nosed it.
Well, I'm not sure they actually improved the angles there. If they had nosed it like they were suggesting, the second yellow rock would have gone almost straight right onto the red one in the 8-foot. But as it stands now, it's pretty much a nose hit to sit 3.
It's a little less. Yep.
So Brad Gushue with hammer is first here in 8. Calling him off. He'll spill the 1 red, but does lie 2, and those are pretty flat.
Had to hit it that much on this side.
Looked like it was destined to jam.
Over 3 is.
What do you guys like?
I guess this is a steal chance. Do you think he tries that?
Oh yeah, he just threw it.
Draws a way easier shot.
Okay.
Then what? Hit and roll. Can you get shot if you roll off the one
I
we
think
just
I'll
threw?
be close on this.
He will be.
He's thinking hit and roll this one.
I
way
know, but can you
behind.
hit and roll on the other one? No shot.
No. You sure?
Yes. Like that?
Yeah.
Look, man.
No. Just now? We should take it off then.
I mean, he just threw it, right? I'll be close on this. Shade less.
So playing the hit in a big time roll here, Dave?
Yeah, they are. It'll be just board weight. Hit and roll behind the red one in the top 12 and those guards.
Board.
No.
They don't want nose.
No.
They want to make Brad at least make a play on this. Little roll. And it is shot, but wide open for Brad Gushue.
Yeah, even though we've talked about the percentage difference between thirds and Mark Kennedy and Mark Nichols leading into this end, Mark Nichols made 2 great shots, the freeze and then the double takeout, and Mark Kennedy wrecks on a guard and sets up the 2 points for Gushue.
Fraction more, Mark. Take down the weight a bit.
Throwing just board?
Yeah, just even solid hack. You like that?
I do. Just board.
Clean. Just board.
Board weight.
Whoa.
So final stone for Brad Gushue. And a chance to put 2 on the board. Lovely weight, good control, and 2 for the team from the Valley Haley Country Club in St. John's. And the Rock leads after 8. It is that time. it's time for the Final End Challenge. After the game, go to finalend.ca and you can win a trip for two to the 2016 Brier in Ottawa. Everything is paid for. We're going to give you the secret word a little later on the show. The first 100 entries also have a chance to win a $50 M&M gift card. So after the game, finalend.ca and enter for your chance to win. We'll give you the secret word a little later on. In the meantime, update. Sheet A, Saskatchewan taking on Northern Ontario. And Steve Laycock giving the undefeated Brier champions from 2013 a great run. Final stone, he's playing the run back, Dave.
Well, I'll tell you, if he hits this just a little bit across the face of the second yellow one, it could go back onto the other yellow for 3 points, and they're really close.
Bang him back, but he jams the yellow. And so it is a steal. Northern Ontario up 4-2 after 8. And if Northern Ontario does indeed win that game, they wrap up a spot in the 1-2. If they win and Brad Gushue happens to lose this game, then they also wrap up the top seed at the Tim Hortons Brier. Interesting, all those teams with 3 losses right now, top 4 make the playoffs. It's going to be a great run down the stretch. Of course, the final round robin game comes your way Friday morning here at the Saddle Dome. Back to our feature matchup. Alberta taking on Newfoundland, Labrador. And that 2 stands out in 8. Brad Gushue striking for the pair, so a 7-5 advantage with play underway here in 9. Kevin Cooey, Yellowstones, Team Alberta with a hammer.
Down 2 points, so they're throwing up 2 corner guards, trying to generate some offense.
You don't want it to.
Might be able to poke whatever gets behind this out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two nice corners from Ben Hebert, and now the peel is on from Brett Gallant.
Yeah, Newfoundland into peeling mode now.
Ran the T line.
Yeah. Yeah, even with that red one.
Yeah, top T. 1 rock above it.
Yeah.
All there, guys. All there.
Lots of room.
T-line.
Just put it on the tee.
Lots of weight.
Needs to stop.
Back 8.
No, it doesn't need a curl.
Just needs to stop, Ben.
Let it stop.
And not a brush to it the entire way.
Good shot, Brent. Good, Brent.
Brent Lang, it'll hang on. Back 12.
Should curl a bit, I think. You like that?
I think Brad thought for a small or a short second about going around it and freezing, but quickly remembered or decided that the peel was definitely the call.
Right off! Off!
Curl up, and they
don't want to take their own out.
Get enough and then kill that stone. So now the door open here for a deuce for Alberta.
And the reason they don't want to take their own out on that is that with the rock in the middle of the forefoot like that, eventually it would draw Team Alberta into coming after it and potentially setting up a double for Newfoundland. Now that that rock is gone, Alberta can throw some guards on top of the one in the house and eventually just split the ring.
Come on. You're okay.
Spinning.
Yeah.
Hey, get
And
it
right
halfway,
out
though.
of Brent
Not too high.
Sand, Mark and Ben
Keep
are on
going,
it.
hold it.
Halfway. Don't worry about the line. Get it halfway. Keep going, boys. Push. Keep
Never
going.
off.
Keep going. Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah, all you got, Mark. Keep
Good
going.
deep, boys.
Right up, right up, right
Good
up.
job. Yeah, right in your hand.
Yeah.
Good save.
Great sweep, boys.
Yeah, what they were saying there was that Brent Lang felt it pick when he was sliding, and sometimes you have enough time that you can actually wiggle it a little bit, readjust, and almost just push it towards the groom and hope it goes close to where you want, and that's why they're saying good save.
I didn't throw that very clean.
So for people at home, obviously they take out the corner guard. They may ask the question, well, why don't you go after the one in the stone when it was accessible?
Well, if Brad could go after the back one or the one in the house and actually roll to the middle, he would. But the only way they could access it was from the outside. And if he ever nosed it, then Cooey could come around again, freezing to it, and put Newfoundland in a bunch of trouble. So he'll just keep peeling the guards, and worst case scenario in his mind, Alberta gets 2, ties the game up, and Brad Gushue's got the hammer coming home.
Whoa. Sit. Curl.
No, it's fine.
Whoa, it's fine.
Jeez. Wow. Is there any chance that one's quick?
Yeah. Peel out low is fine.
Yeah. Just watch where the shooting.
So there is a chance for Mark Nichols with big weight to run it back onto the one in the house and roll the shooter into the rings.
Whoa.
And this will certainly get Brad Gushue out of some trouble.
Yep, yes! Hard.
Now they go, run it back, get the second one, you bet, and roll the shooter in.
Nice shot.
Well, we said he hadn't made a lot today, but he comes through when he had to. Big shot from Mark Nichols.
Good shot, Mark.
Nice.
Well, the only good news for Alberta is that rock in the top 12 can still act as a guard for them.
Meantime, Dave, let's update you. Ontario taking on Team Canada. It's Mark Keane, has that red stone back four, and that is your shot rock. The final one still to come from the new look team. When you talk Team Canada, Pat Simmons now skipping, and he settles into the hack, playing a quiet intern shot here to try tap that red stone back.
Keep going, it's curling. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Yeah, we haven't watched this entirely. I don't know if he's going to be going through the hole or if he's playing the raise on his yellow one for a single point.
John Morris calling his front end on right away. Nolan Thiessen, Carter Rycroft from the line call. They want to get by that yellow. They're by it. Curl up, move the red, push it back. What a shot. And some
nice
fist bumps from the front end, and why not? Thiessen, Rycroft working hard to get that done. Ever since he took over as Skip, 3 straight wins, looking for number 4 and 2 on the board. So 6-4, Team Canada looking good over Team Ontario. Meantime, back in our feature matchup, Brad Gushue does not want to wreck on his red. Got to get it by his own red, and they do. They saved it.
Great sweeping.
Both these front ends putting on a show.
Good sweeping.
Yeah, we talk a lot about Ben and Mark sweeping, but I tell you, the front end for Newfoundland has some real power too.
You clip on that red, and it's a bit of a disaster, and opens the door, and now Alberta will continue to grind here, try to work at their deuce.
Well, good chance for Alberta to freeze on this one now because they didn't roll away. They can freeze on it, and it's still protected by the rock in the top 12 foot.
Line's closed. Button. Got to be button regardless.
Wait only.
You
got to go. Line's good.
Go then.
Through.
Line'll be okay. Got to be button. Got to get it here. Hard, boys. Hard, boys.
Kevin Cooey, his first.
Hard, guys. Line's good.
They want the button. Got to get it to the button. Big drag, all they got. And it's there. Not frozen, but right on the pin.
Some more great sweeping, that's for sure.
Well, you could draw it here, or you could draw there.
You think pick it?
A lot of exciting shots this afternoon in Calgary. One more update. Manitoba, Quebec. Quebec playing the Yellowstones. Jean-Michel Menard up 5-4. Final one on the way.
Make a thin double for 2.
Run it over, get them both, and again another pistol.
Nice shot.
Right on the nose.
The skips coming to play. And 2 more for Quebec. Are they having a week so far? Looking good.
He's got. I don't expect him to miss one of these draws, but
see that, or that right on the nose to try to pick it that way and stick the shooter.
Boy, it's just highlight reel shot after
awesome.
highlight reel shot from sheet to sheet right now.
if we nut it, this one stays. Our shooter should stay.
Yeah.
Or we pick it.
That is probably our best chance. Well, you make it.
That's a thin pick.
Yeah.
I don't like the pick.
We gotta get it off the rock here and just. That's probably not a good option here.
I think he makes it out of the button 8 out of 10 times.
I like the freeze or the run.
You know what? Freeze is probably not a bad call. I haven't thrown a draw other than away from center in a while.
Sure.
I'm going to have to do it in the next end.
Sure.
So at least this gives me a reference point.
Sure.
You know what? If he misses the draw, we're 1 up with. If he makes it, we're tied up with.
Yeah.
Okay. Right?
And you get draw weight.
Yeah.
I like
Perfect.
You agree with that,
Yeah,
Jeff?
great conversation. The 2 options that they had, well,
Just
3
make
options,
sure
but
we're
the 2
doing
options
it.
they were looking at was the run back on the top red one to get rid of the yellow on the button. But Brad made the comment that he hasn't thrown a draw in a while, and he wants to be comfortable knowing that his team's going to give him the 4-foot in the 10th end. He's going to have to draw the 4-foot.
Maybe a hair less.
And with a good freeze here, Kevin Cooey's going to have a very difficult draw for 2.
Back 4. T.
Whoa, line's good.
Line only.
T.
Line only.
Back 4. T.
It's not bad.
Whoa.
Line's okay. Whoa.
T.
Line's good.
Top button.
Line's good.
Whoa, no.
Whoa, let it curl a bit.
No, it's
Clean.
No, don't.
Whoa.
It'll curl up, little tap.
Okay.
So Alberta shot stone, and now can Kevin Cooey get in there for 2?
Now the outturn draw, he does have the in-turn hit if he wanted. I think just carrying that top red one in the 12-foot for 2.
He'll end up playing this hit.
It's just a nose hit and he gets 2.
Call time.
Timeout.
So they'll take their timeout. And Jamie King, their alternate, will come out. Coach is John Dunn, but Jamie comes out for the discussions.
How frozen are those?
Frozen.
Oh, so it's not going anywhere with...
It's like a quarter inch.
It's not going anywhere.
No, it's not going outside that line.
I'd need a bit of weight though, right?
Well, you could probably throw
normal.
control.
Normal. Normal.
Just has to get out of the 4-foot. That one's not leaving the 4-foot. You make the draw too.
I think I'll make the draw, guys.
Sure, whatever you want to throw, Kev. Whatever you like.
You'll make them both. Pick one you want.
I certainly know which one's easier.
Right there, Kev?
Okay, right on the side of the button.
Kev!
Greg, which one is easier, your opinion?
Well, I think it's total preference. I would actually probably throw the outturn draw as well. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised one bit if Kevin Cooey had decided to throw the in-turn hit. That is the one shot that he struggled on this week, though. His in-turn hits have been a little bit wide. So maybe he's just decided he's comfortable with his draw weight, and this is the best way to get to.
This would be big. Final stone in 9, Alberta. Already a shirt of 1, right on the button.
Felt good to me.
And Kevin Cooey putting it in his sweeper's hands. Mark Kennedy, Ben Hebert.
Wait only.
Now it's on them.
Line should get there. Put it on the T line.
Perfect.
Put it on the T line. Line's good. Needs to curl a hair.
Got a curl.
Needs to curl.
Keep going, keep going.
They like the line. Hebert, Kennedy, though, keep pounding. Got to find the button. A little more curl, a little bit more, and he's got it. Kevin Cooey. As the crowd erupts here at the Saddle Dome, 2 on the board. And we got a tie game coming home here in Calgary. What a great matchup. More to come next.
Attaboy. Good shots, Kev.
Good shots, Kev.
As promised, it's time for the Final End Challenge. Secret word is, savory. All right, so after the game, go to finalend.ca. Get a chance to win a trip for 2, all expenses paid to Ottawa for the Brier in 2016. Also, first 100 entries get a chance to win a $50 M&M gift card. So after the game, finalend.ca. Savory. All right, ninth end, they talked it over. There was the chance to play the hit on the red and get your two that way, but Kevin Cooey said, hey, I'm going to make the draw. And did he ever, Dave?
Yeah, and when your skip picks a shot and says, this is the one I'm comfortable with, you let him throw it. He was totally into this shot. The sweeper swept it perfectly, and it's 2 for Alberta.
And that means it's a 7-7 game coming home. And what did you say at the top of the broadcast? Trust your skip. Believe in him. He's a 2-time Brier champion. Let him call the game. Let him do his thing. And that is a great shot and result from Kevin Cooey. And his Saddledome crown obviously behind him, as we're all tied up at 7. So it is Newfoundland Labrador playing the Red Stones. Brad Gushue, he has the hammer coming home. And it should be a key final end. And keep in mind, one stat to throw your way. Kevin Cooey has 8 steals so far this year's Brier. That is second most in the field, second only to Brad Jacobs and Northern Ontario.
Yeah, you make a good point about Kevin picking the draw and the team just supporting him in it, because actually as they were coming back down, Mark Kennedy said, I know what the easier shot is. I don't know which one he thought was the easier shot, but he didn't say anything. He let Kevin pick the shot, and they just swept it.
Line's good. Oh, really good. Full 4, guys. Little light. Go then.
Lead's good.
Really good. Line's fine.
Gotta go.
You got room if anything.
Switch, Brett. Lead's good.
Switch, guys. Whoa, not curling.
It's not heavy.
Whoa,
whoa, leave it higher. Leave it higher.
Waiting for.
Here it comes. Yep. Go. Gotta go. Hard. Gotta go, guys. Come on, line's hard. Go hard. Hard. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I picked 2.
Use that one as a guard.
Top 8. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, get it dead behind this red.
Right on the back of the button. Okay, Kev, let's be quick. Here we go.
Meantime, it's handshakes between Quebec and Team Manitoba. Final score 7-4 for Jean-Michel Menard, and a thumbs up, you bet, as their great week continues, and they improve to 6-3.
T-line.
Lead's good.
Yeah, they started out 0-2 this week as well.
Line only. Roll there.
Back 4, guys.
Don't want to.
How heavy?
Back 4.
Back 4.
They got a tough one coming up next. It'll be
Room there.
Team Canada tomorrow.
Room. Never want to. Room.
Line's perfect.
Finish it for line.
Come on. Hard. Come on. Come on. Never on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Go.
Great shot, Brent.
Brent Lang,
Very nice.
back button. Your shot stone.
And Team Gushue was a little bit unlucky. The red rock that you see in the top 8 foot was actually coming into the 4 foot, and it grabbed a little bit and stopped top 8. Now actually creating a little bit of a guard that you can see that Team Alberta was able to come around.
All right, update time now. Saskatchewan taking on Northern Ontario. Final stone on the way from Steve Laycock.
Clean. Little heavy. Clean. Yep.
This one live on TSN 1 and 3. Vic, Cheryl, and Russ with the call. If you want to tune in and watch this one. And for Laycock, he will hit it on the nose. Now, you see that red stone, top 12. Is it in? They give it a measure, and it was just a single. And there's your measurements, and it was that close.
Close I thought it was. Yeah. Should have done it again.
But it was out. So 4-3. Wow, closer than they thought. It is Brad Jacobs leading 4-3 as they look to continue their perfect run and pick up win number 9.
Well, and so often when you look at rocks that are just on the edge of the rings like that, you also need to look at the buttonhole because it's drilled into the middle, but it could just be a fraction off as well. So it's important to look at where the rock is, but also the buttonhole location.
Half a rock, Brett.
Here you go, buddy.
But I'll tell you, of the number of years that I played in the Brier in events like this, we would always test the rings before the event starts. You'd put a rock where you're not sure if it's in or out, and you'd run the stick around and test it so you know. But the ice makers are so accurate now that you can almost be within millimeters and know it's going to be true.
Brett Gallant opens things up. Gallant, the 2009 Canadian Junior Champion out of PEI.
Perfect.
Line's good.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Weight's good, halfway.
Okay, kind of split center.
Go there.
Got a bit of room.
Halfway still.
This has got to curl. Got to go, guys. Got to go, Benny. Every inch. Every inch. Never off. Go, 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 go.
Good shot, Mark. Perfect. Really good.
Yeah, nice guard.
Good sweep. 7/8.
Shooter, Jeff.
Yeah, you bet.
You can see the red rock in the rings is actually causing some problems for Newfoundland right now. They can't make a play on the back one even with a high guard. So they're going to try and get the guard and the red one in the house.
Mark Nichols, and he'll run it by everything.
I'm going to be really close to same, guys.
Same spot, real good.
Had a great opportunity to go to Newfoundland Labrador for the juniors, the nationals there. My first time to that province, and just an unbelievable passion for the game and just unreal fan support for their teams and their curling in Newfoundland Labrador. Very special place, and it was a thrill to go there for my first time.
Make it usable, guys.
No, it doesn't. The red one's the one, Mark.
Well, he's freezing though.
That's good. That's good. Good shot.
Good shots, Mark.
Cool. Straight peel. Yep. Clean. Clean. Good throw, Mark.
Time out.
What do you think he's playing?
And Alberta using their final timeout.
Guarding this one, right?
Yeah, you got to guard the yellow one.
You think he's freezing?
Well, if he doesn't, makes it. He
Well,
wins. If he
so
doesn't,
what?
he
He's gonna
misses,
get.
he loses.
If he misses it at all.
Does he have to move it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the pin, and if he misses it at all, he's dead.
Yeah.
Makes it, he wins.
I don't see another option.
So you think dead guard the? If we dead guard the
this
yellow,
one.
Dead guard the yellow. I don't.
if we dead guard the yellow, he's playing this.
Yeah.
Right here.
Well, I don't think we want anything tight, do we?
Well, too high, and he just plays the.
Yeah, the intern
still,
bump,
though.
right?
Right where your broom is.
Probably right here.
Are we trying to guard the red?
You're guarding ours.
You got to guard the yellow.
That way you're guarding a lot of this,
not guard the
too.
yellow, you take half of the red one away, man.
Guys, they're almost the same shot. Guard the yellow.
But
Guard the yellow.
the easier shot is the red. What do you think?
This turn, eh?
While they discuss things, let's look over at Ontario and Team Canada.
Draw weight is easier than outturn freeze.
And obviously it's a tough situation for the team from Fenland Falls, Marqueen, needing to obviously score 2 and force an extra.
Yep.
You see Team Canada, the Yellowstones in the house, so Marqueen, and it's just not to be. So the hot streak continues for Team Canada. Put up number 6 when it comes to wins on the board, a 6-3 record.
Where did Mark?
8-4 your final score. And since making that switch and that roster move, and Pat Simmons at skip and John Morris at
take a
third,
bit more for me, eh?
they've yet to lose a game, Dave. Very impressive.
Yeah, it is for sure. And they look like they're gaining confidence every game they play. On our sheet, they're talking about where exactly they want this guard. Conversation is about guarding the yellow one or the red one, and they're only a few inches differently, but it changes the shot for Brad Gushue. I really don't see the big value in being too much in front of the yellow one on the outturn side of the sheet for Kevin Cooey, because Brad's still going to have the outturn draw to the button. I think what they need to protect too is the intern tap. If it doesn't curl enough, Brad Gushue will have a very easy intern tap.
Pretty good, Brian.
So down is Skip Stones here in 10. Tied at 7, Newfoundland Labrador with Hammer.
Halfway over center, quarter over center. Whoa, yep. Whoa, yep. Right there. Really good.
Really good, Kev.
That's where they wanted it. Exactly what they said.
Whatever you like, back.
What kind of split you get on that? Oh, what does it feel like?
Got to move it an inch, eh? Yeah. So once we get the line, you go.
Got to move it an inch, Jeff.
Yeah, you bet.
Once we get the line, you go on it. Same weight as the last inch, pretty good? How's the back button, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they just need to move it a hair for shot stone.
Oh.
And Brad will reset. So Brad Gushue, his first here in 10. Right now, Alberta,
We're just there.
shot stone on the button.
Yep. Back four. Yep.
Back eight.
Kevin Cooey trying to steal himself
Back
a
eight's a
win.
little too much.
Way too much.
Back four.
No, never.
Back button.
You have nothing. You have nothing.
Needs a big break at the end. Brett Lang is out. Put the brush to it.
No, Jeff, no, Jeff.
Spins out. So Alberta steals shot stone, and now the pocket available. Dave, from a broadcasting perspective, a very entertaining game to watch and to cover. Your thoughts on this 7-7 tie coming home?
Yeah, it's been a great game to cover. I mean, I think that there's been some really fantastic shots, and there's probably been some shots that both teams would like back, but it really does come down to the 10th end, and you know, Alberta's positioning some rocks in some great positions for this deal. It's going to come down to a last shot by Brad Gushue.
Game story brought to you by Travelers. It's better under the umbrella.
Kevin Cooey can put an out-turn draw right on top of the button. I'm not sure that Newfoundland's going to have a shot.
But the key is you want to get as much curl first because he's got this tap.
Throw it right on the tee line, Kev. Right on the button.
So Team Alberta looking to improve to 4-3. And Brad Gushue needs this win if he hopes to keep his hopes alive of being the top seed at the end of round robin.
Right on the tee line.
Eight only.
Line's good.
Tee line, guys.
Clean it.
Line's getting good.
Final stone on the way from Kevin Cooey.
Line's good.
Tee line.
Right now he has that stolen point on the button.
Wait only.
Whoa, needs to
Get it by, Brent.
Whoa, no bounce. Whoa.
Gotta go. Get it in
Kennedy
there.
now, Hebert now. Final little drag. And right there, wow. Team Alberta sitting two without hammer and looking good to try and steal a win here in Calgary.
Well, it's a very nice shot.
Oh, there's even some space, eh?
Awesome, Mark. That's all we got.
You can't see enough of it?
I don't think so.
Well, if they could hit 3/4 of the red one in the top 8 foot, it would spin
Yeah, you
the
can
top
hit
yellow
half,
off
but
the
I'm
other
not sure
yellow
half does
note.
it.
I don't think half does it either.
No, it's got to be more than half.
What?
It's got to be.
I don't think so.
It's not much more. No, I don't have much more than half, Mark. And I need more than half.
Can you get there?
What?
Can you get there around this?
I don't think so. I got to get by this one.
Yeah, by the...
Might be there.
They're looking at the possible draw, Dave.
Yeah, if they just squeak by the top red one,
What's that?
potentially it's close.
have half.
You don't have half?
Not quite.
Damn it.
Time not an issue. They have about 2 minutes still of thinking time.
It probably is there. What's that?
I call it.
Boy, we'd have to squeak, and stop.
Yes. Do that, or we try to, like you said.
Not physically possible to get the draw in there, I don't think.
I'm not 100% sure. This is the only shot I know is there for sure.
Well, let's play that.
And we'd have to hit it a little onto this.
If you nut it there.
Yeah, this might spin up.
They have a minute 30 left of thinking time, but Gushue has used his second timeout.
Yeah, not only is it a double run back, but the unfortunate part is that the yellow rock is coming at the wrong angle
just a
on
hair
the
on
red
top, and then it will spin.
Yeah.
Let me have a look from the hack.
Okay. Just a feather high.
Yep.
What's the degree of difficulty here, Dave?
Well, this is very difficult. There's one thing to throw a run back, but another thing to hit it with extreme accuracy on the back rock.
So here we go. This is it. Final stone in 10. Brad Gushue, this is all he's got. Run back, try. Bang the yellow. Come back, red onto yellow. Spin it back. You kidding me?
What a shot.
The impossible becomes reality here in Calgary. That was epic.
Unbelievable.
But what did we say, degree of difficulty? And he pulls it off. That's unreal.
That is the shot of the week.
That is the shot of the year. Wow. We got to take another look. That was incredible. I think Alberta's just stunned right now.
Oh, absolutely.
They thought they had it.
And what a decision by Brad Gushue. They talked about the draw and whether it was there, and they thought it might have been. What Brad said is, even though it might be, the only shot I know for sure is there is the double run back.
Now watch the action on this. Throws the perfect weight. Run back to yellow. Red, yellow, yellow. The top yellow spins out. Red sticks. Unbelievable shot. You know what? They thought it might be their week, finally, to take a run at this Brier title. You need the breaks. You need the shots. You need the skill. And Brad Gushue comes through. That was epic. Wow, what a treat here in Calgary.
Back home. Wow.
Everybody back home is proud of you,
love
Brad.
You guys, Krista, miss you.
What a great shot. What a great game. More to come from Calgary right after this. Wow.
The 2015 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada. The 2015 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. By Sponge Towels Paper Towels, nothing absorbs like it. And by Home Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
That was an entertaining game. Updated standings. Northern Ontario still perfect. They beat Saskatchewan. They are 9-0. They're into the 1-2 game for sure. Newfoundland Labrador, though, with that victory, they still are alive to have the #1 seed at the end of the week. Tonight, Saskatchewan PEI, that is live on TSN 4 and 5. BC Manitoba, that is live tonight on TSN 1 and 3. Wow, what a shot. What an afternoon. On behalf of Dave Nedwin, myself, our entire crew here at TSN, thank you for watching the Tim Hortons Brier here in Calgary. We will see you tonight. That was epic.